Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Good Monday evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into Kindred, North Dakota, where we are getting set up for a District 7 Babe Ruth Class B baseball game. We're getting set up and getting excited for a game that will feature the visitors on the scoreboard. The Casselton Blackstockings coming to Kindred with their impressive 18-1 record to take on the home team, the Kindred Vikings, who boast a record of 18-3. Once again, the visitors on the scoreboard will be the Casselton Blackstockings, and the home team will be the Kindred Vikings. Both teams have impressive records of 18-1 for the Blackstockings and 18-3 for the Kindred Vikings. This is a District 7 league matchup, and we are pumped up and ready for a 7-inning league game followed up by a 5-inning non-league game. Thanks for tuning in to your live event. My name is Josh Almaris, joined alongside by Mike Bernier. Almost called you Max, Mike. Sorry about that.
Close enough.
Yeah, how you doing, Mike? You ready for some baseball action post 4th of July?
Post 4th of July, yeah, a lot of baseball action this week, and we're ready to get it started with some Babe Ruth ball, and we'll see how they do tonight.
Should be an impressive matchup. These are two teams that, no offense to other teams in District 7, but these two teams are certainly ascending to the top of District 7. Two teams with very high aspirations to end this postseason, or to end the regular season and get into postseason. And right now, two of the best of the best in District 7. Like I said, Casselton comes in with an 18-1 record. They've beaten everybody they've played, including the team they lost to. They lost to Thompson 6-5 in a non-conference game, and then turned around and beat them in the back end of that doubleheader. This is the team that also beat the Kindred Vikings earlier this year by a score of 9-0 in Casselton. So they are the number one team in the league standings-wise in this moment. And the Vikings, also an impressive team. They've beaten everybody they've played with exception to two non-conference losses. They lost to Thompson 9-4, also came back and beat them on the back end of that doubleheader. And they lost to the Casselton Railcats, the 14-year-old Casselton team, in a non-conference game. Like I said, they lost to the Blackstockings. Their only blemish in league play is the Blackstockings, a 9-0 loss. Both teams have not only won their 18 games, but have stomped their competition. What has impressed you the most out of what you've seen from the Kindred Vikings up to this point so far, Mike?
Up to this point, again, we've talked about this before on air. The Kindred Vikings just don't have an easy out in the lineup. They just simply don't. 1 through 9, 1 through 10, it depends on. It doesn't matter who's playing. You can interchange some individuals, and you just have tough outs up and down the lineup. And we saw this team bat around twice in the same inning against a team earlier this year. Nobody would make an out. Everybody just kept getting on, whether it was hits, walks, getting hit by pitches, or just driving the ball, putting it in play, forcing the other team to make some errors and getting on base.
Yeah, and we'll talk about stats as these guys come up to bat, but they have in the current lineup today, which we'll look at too in a little while, the Kindred Vikings have 4 guys batting over 400, and once they get on base, they can wreak all kinds of havoc on the base paths. Now, Casselton Blackstockings are much the same. They've got, as you go through their lineup, their 9-hitter is hitting .342. They've got almost everybody in their lineup. In fact, I think everybody in their current starting lineup hits over 300. They've got a number of guys that are hitting over 400. And the same thing, once they get on the base paths, they are going to cause all kinds of problems. So two lineups that are very, very similar. Of course, two towns that are very familiar with one another. The Casselton-Kindred rivalry is a fantastic rivalry, one that most everybody gets excited about. We're going to take a quick break here, and when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups for you. We'll step away for a minute, and like I said, when we come back, we'll look at each team and how they're going to start in this first game. See you in 60 seconds.
Residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Hey fans, welcome back into Kindred. You can see the Casselton Blackstockings heading out to the third base line right now. PA announcer Paul Quislen brings them out. Here's how they will go. Leadoff man, number 4, he's catching Jonah Tholkus. Playing second base, wearing number 11, will be Cole Boer. At shortstop and hitting third, wears number 9, is Carver Kasowski. And pitching tonight for the Blackstockings will be Jackson Deutsch. He wears number 10. Parker Wixo is going to be the DH. He wears number 2. Batting 6th will be third baseman, who wears number 6, Kellen Cruchet. Hitting 7th and playing first base will be number 8, Jarris Stahl. Andrew Zemer, he wears 1 and will be playing center field. And Hunter Hangness will be batting 9th, playing left field, wearing number 5. Sam Fletchock will be out in right field and be, again, being hit for by Parker Wixo. Coaches for the Blackstockings are Max Coppervig and Alex Everson. Once again, the Blackstockings are 18-1, and they are currently the best team in District 7, the number 1 team in District 7 play. The Vikings hitting the field right now. They look as follows. Playing second base, wearing number 21 is Jackson Schliemann. Jack Savageau batting second. He's playing center field, wears number 14. T. Girdman will be at third. He wears number 9. And the cleanup man for the Vikings will be Eli Mack. He'll be out in right field, wears number 24. Batting 5th will be Carter Gronwald. He's at short, wearing number 11, and catching for the Vikings will be Alex Iverson. Derek Stone will be designated hitting. He wears number 15. He'll be hitting for Sam Bernier. Sam Bernier's on the bump for the Vikings tonight. Trayton Teberg bats 8th. He plays first base, wears number 8. And the 9th batter will be Jacob Lindemann out in left. He wears number 7. Vikings are coached by Nick Eggman. Assistant coaches are Jeremiah Doctor and Dean Wixo. Once again, the Vikings are 18-3 and looking to avenge a 9-0 loss to the Blackstockings earlier. That score does play into effect. If the Vikings do win, the tiebreaker is who won by more. So the Vikings, if they want to jump the Blackstockings here tonight, they're not only going to have to pick up a win, but they're going to have to win by 10. If they win by 9, then it's a mess of how the tiebreaker works. But no mess is the person singing the national anthem. We're going to step away while that goes. We'll see you back in 90.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Hey fans, welcome back into Kindred. Josh Omeris alongside Mike Bernier. We're excited here for a District 7 rivalry game on a beautiful 75-degree day with gentle breeze of 10 mile an hour out of the south-southwest. Lots of rain today, Mike, but the field looks great, and we are excited for baseball, aren't we?
Yeah, very excited. The field does look immaculate. The weather's good. The wind's blowing in, which is favorable to the pitchers. And for Sam Bernier, this will be a good test of his skills and his pitching skills. He is 2-0 on the season, low ERA. He does have a save thrown in there. He did beat Valley City. He did beat Northern Cass. Now facing this number 1 Casselton team, we'll see how things get done tonight.
Yeah, Sam Bernier has thrown 11 2/3 innings. He is 2-0, 13 strikeouts with a 1.2 ERA and a save. The big thing for Sam, and this has been the bugaboo for the losses, the 3 losses on the Vikings, has been walks. The Vikings have had issues with walks, and that's something that Sam Bernier, and I really hope that I'm not doing the PA curse here, but Sam has not walked anybody yet. So if he can throw strikes and the defense of the Vikings can make their plays, then the Vikings should be in this game. Defensively for the Vikings, Sam's battery mate is Alex Iverson. At first is Trayton Teberg. Second is Jackson Schliemann. Third is Teague Erdman. And at short is Carter Gronwald. Left to right will be Jacob Lindemann, Jack Savageau, and Eli Mack. Coming to the plate for the Blackstockings, a young man who is hitting .488 on the year with a .600 on-base percentage. He has 15 hits and has 5 doubles. Leads the team in hits and in doubles. His name is Jonah Tholkus. He's the catcher and wears number 4. He takes ball 1 and now pops this one straight back. It's going to be out of play for a 1-1 count. Cole Boer bats second and Carver Kasowski third. Jackson Deutsch is the cleanup man, followed by Parker Wixo and Kellen Cruchet. 7, 8, 9 are Jairus Stahl, Andrew Zemer, and Hunter Hagness. Strike taken, Kelly McNary behind the plate, and Bama out at first for the umpire crew in baby blue. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, chopped to third base. Teague Erdman gets the short hop and throws across, and just like that, it's a 5-3 putout.
Teague Erdman made that play look easy, and that was nothing like an easy play. That was a very quick short hop that he had to kind of battle the seam between the grass and the dirt, and he was able to pick that cleanly and make a nice throw across the diamond.
So many times you see fielders just cement their feet, and that's where they get into trouble. If Teague would have stood there, that ball would have short-hopped him, and no way he makes that play, but he moves into it fantastically. Just like what we said the Vikings need to do. They need to pump strikes, and they need to make plays. Just like that, they have an out and an 0-1 count to Cole Boer. Cole Boer hits .345. This one hit out to Carter Gronwald. Nice play over there, and he throws – but high and off the glove of Teberg, going to be an E6 and going to move Boer over to second base. So Boer puts the ball in play. Gronwald fields it nicely but throws it too high for Teberg, and an error by the Vikings puts Boer at second base. Carver Kasowski hits third with a .477 batting average. He also has 5 doubles and has scored 26 runs. This one is popped back, and it's now going to be 0-1 with 1 out.
And that's a difference in baseball games. If you walk somebody, they're bound to come around to score. You give them 4 or 5 outs in an inning, they're bound to come around to score.
Yeah,
that's a battle with baseball.
Especially good teams like these two teams. If you give the Blackstockings extra outs, more than likely they're going to make you pay. We'll see if the Vikings can limit the damage here, but you flip the script, and if Casselton doesn't play a clean game or if they don't throw strikes, then the Vikings will likely capitalize on that. 1-2 count now to Carver Kasowski. Once again, Carver Kasowski wears number 9. He's the shortstop. Bernier looks at Boer and then pitches. This one's going to be popped out down the right field line. Is it going to stay fair? Teberg on the chase, and it lands right in golf cart row. Just a touch out of the reach of Teberg.
It actually hit a golf cart down there.
Might be mine.
Might have been.
Might have been Coach Eggman's. Might have been Max.
It's a Minnesota Vikings one down there.
That's Coach Eggman's. Coach Eggman might have saw that one dent the strikeout there by Sam Bernier. Swing and a miss by Kasowski, and Bernier picks up a strikeout. It'll be his 14th K on the season, and that'll bring up Jackson Deutsch. Deutsch hitting .439. He leads the team with 15 hits. .439 batting average. These guys, you'd think that'd lead the team, but a .543 average by Jarrett Stahl leads the Blackstockings, and that earns him the 7 spot in the lineup. Jackson Deutsch, cleanup man. RBI opportunity here for the Blackstockings. Good stop by Iverson, keeps the runner at second base.
We'll see how Sam responds here after the error. He does come back and get a strikeout, and that's what you need to do as a pitcher. One of your fielders makes an error. You can't get down on him. You got to go out there and pick him up and get the rest of the outs.
That's exactly correct. It's needed many times in the game of baseball where someone makes a mistake and you get an opportunity to pick him up. Here's the 2-1. Sam checks second, checks again, kicks and delivers. Ball taken outside. It'll go to 3-1. Waiting on deck will be Parker Wixo. He has a .442 batting average. He's designated hitting tonight. He scored 27 runs, Wixo has. Let's see if Jackson Deutsch gets to him. Here's the 3-1 taken for a strike, and it'll go to 3-2.
Well, here's the thing. The first base is open. You have a great hitter up there. A walk isn't necessarily the end of the world here.
Here's the 3-2 with 2 outs. Swung on, chopped over to the right side. The grass slows it down, and Schliemann makes a big play over at second base. So you talk about picking up your teammates on an error. That ground ball looked like it had its sights set on right field. The grass slowed it, and Schliemann hustles on over, makes a very nice play. And the Blackstockings end that inning with nobody scoring. They get no runs on no hits. They leave 1 on base. There was 1 Kindred Viking error. And after 1/2 inning of play, it's 0 for the Blackstockings with the Kindred Vikings coming to bat. We'll see you in 60 seconds for the bottom of the first.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Express Lane Marathon in Kindred is your neighborhood convenience store where convenience meets quality, whether you're fueling up with Marathon's top-tier fuel or grabbing a quick snack. Express Lane has you covered. From hot stuff pizza, smash hit subs, premium soft-serve ice cream, gas, diesel, and propane exchange. Make sure to use your Marathon app and get 7 cents back per gallon all summer long. Now offering premium 91 non-ethanol fuel. Express Lane is your friendly and locally owned convenience store.
Babe Ruth fans, welcome back into Kindred on a beautiful Monday post 4th of July, where 2 District 7 and statewide powerhouses are duking it out here in Kindred. The battery for the Blackstockings will entail Jackson Deutsch on the mound. He's 3-0 on the year with 17 strikeouts and 8 walks. He's pitched 12 innings, and I said I didn't want to jinx Sam earlier. He hasn't walked a guy all year. Jackson Deutsch has not given up an earned run all year. He has a 0 ERA. His battery mate is Jonah Tholkus. That pitch was taken for a ball. First base is Jarrett Stahl, and at second base is Cole Bohr. Third base is Kellen Cruchet, and at short is Carver Kasowski. Jackson Schliemann takes a ball 2. Out in the outfield for the Blackstockings from left to right will be Hunter Hagness, Andrew Zemer, and Sam Fletchock. Jackson Schliemann has had 3 of the easiest takes, I think, of his season. He bats .486 on the year, leads the teams in 4 doubles, and 24 runs scored, also in 13 stolen bases. Will he get a crack at stealing second? We'll see. That pitch is in for a strike, and it's now 3-1. So Deutsch has 8 walks. He walks less than 1 batter an inning. Control has not been his issue by any means, but early on he threw 3 pitches way out of the zone. And this one now, a strike swung on and fouled out, fielded by Jeremiah Doctor at first, has brought the count to 3-2. Would be an impressive comeback. We'll see what happens. This one's foul. Little lazy fly ball out to third base. I thought that was going to go foul, but it was nowhere close to foul. Be a pop-up to Kellen Cruchet.
I got a little slow on the camera uptick there. I was getting a nice picture of Jeremiah Doctor down here. He fielded the foul ball cleanly and made a nice throw out to the pitcher.
Well, Jackson Deutsch works quick, and that's always a good thing for any defense. Here's a strike taken on the inner corner by Jack Savageau. Savageau hits .410, leads the team in hits, 16. Plays center field, bats left-handed, wears number 14. Pitch is taken high and outside for ball one. The count goes to 1-1 with one out. The third baseman for the Vikings, Teague Erdman, made a nice play for the first out. And then the third baseman for the Blackstockings, Kellen Cruchet, made the first out. This one's hit to short, just like in the top half of the first, except for the difference is the shortstop Kasowski throws on to Stahl accurately, and the Vikings have 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the first.
Crochet, he might be one of those pitchers.
Deutsch?
Yeah, Deutsch. I'm sorry, that is kind of effectively wild around the strike zone, but throwing a lot of balls, but a lot of strikes as well.
Teague Erdman up to bat now. He's a 3-hitter, leads the team in batting average. He's hitting .500 on the year with 23 RBIs, also leading that category. He has 15 hits, and he's 0-1 here. The thing with Deutsch that I've noticed early on is if he misses a lot.
Badly, yeah.
But then he'll come back and paint a nice pitch over the – that looked like it. So not the point there. It looked like a close pitch maybe on the outside corner, but taken for a ball. It's 2-1. But I think you're right. Effectively wild. Here's the 2-1 with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Taken again on the outside and maybe low end of the zone. 3-1 to Erdman with Eli Mack, the cleanup man, waiting on deck. Deutsch from the full. Kicks and delivers. This one's hit high and deep, but the center fielder looks like he has a beat on it. He does, and it'll be Andrew Zemer who catches that. And in the bottom half of the first inning, the Vikings get no runs on no hits. They leave nobody on base, and there were no Blackstocking errors. After one complete, it is 0-0. Come on back for the second inning.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial sales and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Welcome back into Kindred, and happy 4th of July. Happy belated 4th of July. Hope everybody had a good and safe weekend. We were excited. One victory for everybody is that all the boys who showed up today have looks like they have all 10 fingers and nobody's gauzed up or anything like that.
That is a bonus.
This game started at 5:53, a little bit early. It was scheduled for a 6 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Savings Time start, but we started at 5:53 here in Kindred. So it's cruising along here in the top of the second. Up to bat is Parker Wixow, takes 2 balls, and then it'll be Kellen Cruchet and Jarris Stahl. Wixow leads the team in runs scored. He has 27 of them. He's hitting .442 on the year, and he follows that one back for a strike. It's now 2-1. Wixow doing the designated hitting tonight. Wears number 2, bats 5th in the order. Once again, Cruchet and Stahl will follow. Ball taken down and in. We go to 3-1.
Bernier had a 3-ball count last inning as well, but came back and got the ground out.
Here's the pitch. This ball's popped out to right field. Eli Mack is running over, but I think that's going to fall too far foul. It does. And it'll move the count to 3-2. Neither team, I don't expect Mike, that they're going to look around for a walk. You don't get to be the number 1 and 2 teams in the district if you're not excited about swinging. There's a lot of teams that get a 3-1 pitch, and they're going to take that. But Parker Wixo is hitting .442 on the year. He wants to swing the bat. So we'll see if Bernier throws him a strike. He does, and Wixo, battling, falls that back, and we'll have a payoff pitch. We talked, too, about Jackson Schliemann off the air being aggressive at the plate. These guys want to – that's a strike taken. And Parker Wixo caught window shopping. It'll be a backwards K. Bernier picks up his second strikeout today, 15th on the season. And a great job by Bernier of coming back from a 3-1 count and throwing 3 consecutive strikes. Wixo battled, fouled one of those off, but in the end fell victim to a strikeout. Now up is Kellen Cruchet. He immediately is swinging. Cruchet hitting .378 on the season. Plays third base, wears number 6, and bats 6th.
Sam has traditionally been around the plate. He has a tendency to throw strikes. Every now and then it'll catch up to him, and batters will square some up against him in a couple of innings, but that's the price you pay for making him put the bat on the ball.
Giving up a hit here and there, it just has a different vibe to it than a walk. The walks seem to be always more disastrous than a single like this. A single, obviously exciting for Cruchet and for the Black Stockings, but as a coach, I would much rather see a guy, an opposing player, hit the ball rather than us just give him the freebie. And Kellen Cruchet earns himself a hit there. That's the first of the evening for either team. Bernier now working from the set to Jarris Stahl. Stahl leads the team with a .543 batting average. He leads the team with a .680 on-base percent, and he also leads the team with 21 runs batted in. He hits 7th for this Blackstocking crew. That's not what you typically see out of a 7-hitter. He plays first base and wears number 8. Once again, Cruchet on first. This ball's chopped foul into the visitors' dugout. And the count now moves to 2-1. Casselton Blackstockings 18-1, coached by Max Koppervig and Alex Everson. Bernier. This one's popped. It should be, it might go out of play. Erdman hustling over there, and it stays in play, but Erdman, Gronwald, and Lindemann have it fall in between them. Count moves to 2-2.
Good job by Erdman of running back there. He just turned and sprinted, but that ball was just too far away. A lot of foul territory over here. It just kind of fell into no man's land over there.
Once again, the Kindred Vikings are 18-3. Head coach Nick Eggman. Assistants are Jeremiah Doctor and Dean Wixo. Here's the set and the pitch. 2-2 popped up. This is in play. Should be caught. It's T-Berg over. Oh, and nobody made the catch. And I don't know, did it get pushed? It looked, there is that south-southwest wind of 10 miles an hour. It looked like it was, to me anyway, Mike, it looked like it was going to stay playable. Definitely foul, but
I think normally that ball is playable, but the wind is howling in pretty good from the left center field.
So we didn't see if it fell in the dugout or not. It was right below us. Here's the 2-2. This pitch is hit out to left field. Lindemann's going back into his right. Nice catch by Jacob Lindemann. That is a huge catch by Jacob Lindemann out in left field. Absolutely fantastic play by Lindemann. He had to go back into his right, stuck his left glove across the body, and made a very impressive and huge, potentially run-saving catch. Maybe not in that play, probably in that play, but more than likely in the inning. At the minimum, that's going to be guys on second and third with one out, but instead he makes a phenomenal play, and it's 2 outs with a guy on first. Andrew Zemer up to bat now. He plays center field. He's hitting .321 on the year. Where's number 1? What a play by Jacob Lindemann. This ball's chopped to the right side, and it's going to be foul.
As a starting pitcher, when one of your players makes a play like that, you got to make sure you at least tip your hat in the ball game. But when you get back in that dugout, man, you got to go up to that fielder and say, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's that is a huge catch. That ball, with the grass being as high as it was, and good base running too by Cruchet. He took that ball's in the dirt, and they're going to Cruchet's going to take second. Heads up job there. So wild pitch going to be charged there. Cruchet, very good base running.
Yeah, he read that well and got a good jump.
But if that ball, I think it's just a excuse me swing here, and Sam Bernier fields and throws over harmlessly to first. I'm just going to finish my thought there. I think that ball gets stopped by the grass. Cruchet at least makes third, and maybe home. But what a great swing by Stahl, and even better play by Lindemann. And in the top of the second inning, the Black Stockings get no runs on one hit. They leave one on base, and there were no Viking errors. An impressive play by Jacob Lindemann. After 1 1/2 inning of play, it's 0-0. See you back for the bottom of the second.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
Welcome back, fans. Just in time for the opening pitch of the bottom of the second inning. Eli Mack, Carter Gronwald, and Alex Iverson are the Vikings coming to the plate. After that, if the Vikings extend the line, it'll be Derek Stone, Trayton Teberg, and Jacob Lindemann. 4-5-6 up to bat. Jackson Deutsch misses ball one and then throws for a called strike one. It's 1-1. Once again, his battery mate is Jonah Tholkus. Deutsch looks at Tholkus and now goes through his windup. Curveball taken outside. Moves count 2-1. Sam Bernier's thrown 37 pitches. This will be pitch number 18 for Deutsch. High and tight to Mack. And Deutsch sees a 3-1 count. I think, this is exactly how Bernier started off the top of the second. Parker Wixo had a 3-1 count and then ended up striking out. This ball is fouled back. And Eli Mack batting with a 3-2 count. See if Jackson Deutsch can come back like Sam Bernier did in the top of the second. Here's the 3-2. Fouled off. It has the makings of the exact same thing because Wixo fouled a couple off and then got caught looking. So we'll see what Eli Mack and Deutsch do. And who is the victor? Here's the pitch. Ball taken outside. Eli Mack with the leadoff walk, and that'll bring up Carter Gronwald. Gronwald hitting .250 on the year. He leads the team with 19 base on balls. He looks at Coach Eggman through the signs. We'll see if the lefty got anything that'll ask for him to do a sack or if Mack will be stealing. Nice slide step there by Jackson Deutsch and a tough combination to steal on with Jackson Deutsch and Tholkus. Deutsch looks at Mack, looks at Tholkus, looks back at Mack, comes set. Gronwald waits. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Stopped by Tholkus. Count goes to 2-0. Early opportunity here for the Vikings. The only leadoff batter to make it to first so far in this early game. Here's the 2-0 in the dirt, ball 3.
I got to think Carter's taking a pitch here. Up in the count 3-0, you got to make the pitcher throw a strike.
No doubt about that. And Deutsch has been worried a little bit about Mack. Here's the kick and a ball taken. It looked like it was high and out, but Kelly McNary says it's a strike and it'll move the count to 3-1. Good take by Gronwald nonetheless. Even if he does swing at it, it's a tough pitch to hit. Here's the 3-1. Nope, just kidding. Thrown down first, but missed. And Mack will head on over to second. We'll see if he goes. He's going to round and go to third. They have the throw in, and they're going to hang on and not make it all the way across the diamond. So Boer ended up fielding that ball over along the fence, and Boer threw over to into the infield. It doesn't matter. It ends up being an error 1, and Mack is on first. Carter Gronwald, here's the 3-1. That ball is said to hit him. So Gronwald gets the freebie. It won't be his 20th walk of the season. Instead, it'll be a hit by pitch. And the Vikings have runners on first and third with nobody out. Gronwald on first, Mack on third, nobody out. Alex Iverson, where's number 11? He's the catcher. Hitting 310 on the year. He's got a big opportunity here to drive in the first run of the game. Nobody holding Gronwald at first. And he takes off. Throw's going to go all the way down. Gronwald is called out. Boy, Gronwald with nobody holding him like that, I think he could have definitely afforded at least another step or two, which would have been the difference in him being safe or out.
It was a beautiful throw down to second base to get the out, but you think Carter didn't have a bad jump either. It was just a nice play, and they executed well.
Tholkus to Boer for out number 1. Yeah, you're exactly right, Mike. It was a beautiful throw and a great play, but boy, with nobody holding you, I feel like you got to get another step or two and make sure you take every advantage you can. This ball is hit to the right side, and the first baseman could make the play. He does. It's Jarris Stahl with the catch, and boy, the Blackstockings might wiggle out of this. It all comes down to Deutsch versus Stone.
And that's a big out right there. And the caught stealing, Carter was thrown out, but it was pretty obvious that they were throwing all the way through. Yep. I was a little surprised that Eli didn't break from third to try to score on that stolen base attempt.
It sure was, yes. So Derek Stone going to have to be the savior here for the Vikings. Is he going to do it? He does. He smashes that out into left field. Great approach by Derek Stone. Derek Stone comes up to the plate. He sees the strike, and he smokes it out in the left. It'll be an RBI for Stone. A base hit, a run-scoring base hit. A big hit because early on in this game, boy, the Vikings had a guy on third with nobody out, and it was looking like the Blackstockings might wiggle out of that. But Eli Mack, who reached on a walk and then got to third on an errant throw, is hit in by his teammate, Derek Stone. Stone cracks the seal here, and it'll bring up Trayton Teberg. Teberg fists that one foul.
I did put the score up, so we might be having a few technical issues here. I did put the score for the Vikings. It is a 1-0 lead, but it's not showing on our little bug down here.
Derek Stone hits .350 on the year, stands at first right now after his RBI. That pitch was taken high, but called a strike to Trayton Teberg, and it'll be 1-2. Teberg hits .297 on the year. Here's the 1-2 taken outside. Count goes to 2-2 with 2 outs in the second inning. 2-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Teberg hits against Deutsch. Stone on first. He takes off for second. That's a ball taken up high. Tholkus throws on down. This time the Vikings are able to steal second. Great jump by Stone. A good pitch to run on. It was an off speed. Tholkus threw it just a little to the third base side. And Stone is in with a stolen base. Cal moves to 3-2. Teberg, can he hit him in? Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Deutsch picks up his first strikeout of the night and retires Teberg, but not before the Vikings get 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 1 on base, and there was 1 Casselton error. After 2 complete, Vikings lead the Blackstockings by a score of 1-0.
For any Accounting needs you may have, Todd Our World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Hey fans, welcome on into Kindred. We're working on that scoreboard. Vikings lead 1-0. This ball is immediately hit out to Lindemann. Lindemann, that's nothing compared to the catch he made earlier. It's going to be a fly out by Hunter Hagnes. Hunter Hagnes plays left field, and he hit one to his counterpart, Jacob Lindemann, who's playing left field. And just like that, one pitch, one up and one down in the top of the third. Jonah Tholkus up to bat next. He grounded out to third. He hits this one to shortstop Gronwald. He's got to move to his left and make a quick play. He does, and it's a beautiful one. Gronwald retires Tholkus. 2 pitches, 2 outs, 2 up, 2 down. And here comes Cole Boer. He's .345 batting average. Plays second. Wears 11. Reached on an error in the first. This will be pitch number 40 for Sam Bernier. Once again, Vikings lead 1-0. We're working on getting that squared away. Vikings scored 1 in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. Strike taken.
Spoils the 3-pitch inning.
Yep. Smart take there by Cole Boer. He says, we're not going to go 3 pitches, 3 out. But could it be 4 pitches and 3 outs? Here's Gronwald. Sets, throws. And it's 4-pitch inning for the Kindred Vikings. Sam Bernier, 4 pitches. Hunter Hagnes cracks one first pitch out to left. Tholkus cracks one first pitch over to shortstop Gronwald. And on his second pitch, Cole Boer hits one to Gronwald. 4 pitches, 3 outs. That'll end the top half of the third inning. Casselton gets no runs on no hits. They leave nobody on base. There were no Kindred Viking errors. And after 2.5, it's Vikings 1, Blackstocking 0.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Hey fans, we're coming back a little early here. We're going to try and fix the scoreboard. Vikings lead 1-0. We move to the bottom of the third inning. The Vikings are going to bring to the plate Jacob Lindemann and then Jackson Schliemann and Jack Savageau. It'll be 9-1-2, 9 top for the Vikings. Once again, Jackson Deutsch pitching for the Blackstockings. A very impressive top half of the third inning for the Kindred Vikings. Sam Bernier threw 4 pitches and got 3 outs. Very efficient. Great thing to do, especially considering the Vikings took the lead in the bottom of the second inning. So you talk about a shutdown inning. Sam Bernier put that on full display. Bernier now at 41 pitches. Deutsch just threw his 37th pitch. Again to Lindemann. Lindemann gets hit. So the Vikings earned a freebie to start off the second inning. It was Eli Mack who got walked. And now it's Lindemann who's hit by a pitch. Those are frustrating ones, not only because you gave a guy a free ride, but also it's the 9-hitter. No shade thrown at Lindemann. Good hitter, hits .269. But the 9-hitter getting on free is usually not a good thing. That'll swing it around to Jackson Schliemann. Schliemann flew out to third baseman Kellen Cruchet in the first. He started with a 3-0 count. And then Deutsch did an excellent job of coming back and getting him to pop out. It'll be Schliemann and then Savageau and then Erdman. Those are the 1, 2, 3 guys. This one in the dirt, stopped great by Tolkas. He throws down to first, but not in time, and Stahl didn't catch it anyway, so in any case, Lindemann is safely back to first base. Schliemann leads the team with 4 doubles, 24 runs scored, and 13 stolen bases. He also hits .486, which is just under team leading .500 by Teague Erdman. Strike thrown by Deutsch, and that'll move the count to 2-1. Lindemann at first. Deutsch sets, kicks, and delivers. Off-speed inside. Tolkas thought about throwing it over to Stahl at first, but chose otherwise. Count goes to 3-1. Schliemann had a 3-1 count in the first. See what he does with this one. Deutsch, kick. Taken down low. And Lindemann will scamper on over to second. Schliemann walks. And the Vikings have guys on first and second with nobody out. That'll call for a short meeting here by, I believe that's Coach Kabervig coming out to visit with Jackson Deutsch. And I think we'll stick right here while they meet, see if we can continue to work on the scoreboard.
Yeah, messing around with it here and trying to figure things out, but I'm not the computer wizard that you might think I am. Not that anybody thought that.
It is 1-0. Vikings lead the Blackstockings. Vikings scored 1 in the bottom of the second. And we are in the bottom of the third right now. Jack Savageau, Teague Erdman, and Eli Mack, the 2, 3, 4 batters, are who will come to the plate. Jackson Deutsch hit the first guy, Lindemann, and walked the second guy, Schliemann. He now has to face Savageau. We'll see if Savageau's called on to bunt. Third baseman is way back, and that's where Savageau wanted to put it. Boy, if he can get that bunt down the third base line, he will not only advance the runners, but I don't believe Cruchet will make a play on him. In any case, he missed it, and it's a strike. Here's the 0-1. Kick, and it's well placed by Savageau, slapped out to left. That'll bring one in. Runner going to third, and Savageau will go to second. What a beautiful swing by Jack Savageau. It'll bring Schliemann to third, Savageau to second. It's an RBI double by Savageau. His 17th hit of the year, and a beautiful swing by Jack Savageau, the lefty. Paints the left field foul line and puts runners on second and third for the dangerous hitting Teague Erdman. Erdman hits .500 on the year. He has 23 RBIs. He leads the team in batting average and RBIs. 2 big ones await him here. He's not going to be able to drive him in, but he will get another freebie. He's hit by the pitch, and it'll load him up. The ship is full here in Kindred. Erdman on first, Savageau on second, Schliemann on third, Eli Mack, the 4-hitter, who hits .400 coming to the plate. Mack walked and scored in the second. Big opportunity in this game early on. Eli Mack smokes that out to left field. Left fielder catches it. Tag. Oh, he drops it. The ball is down. And all runners will advance except for Erdman. Gets thrown out at second. So Schliemann is going to score. Yes, he will get an RBI.
I think that has to go down as a fielder's choice, unfortunately, for Eli Mack, because there's no error on the play.
He definitely gets the RBI because the run would have scored.
Sure.
Yes, I think he has to. And then the fielder's choice because the runner's thrown out at second. So Savageau moves to third. It's a 7-4 fielder's choice put out. That ball is hit out to great play by the second baseman, Boer. Boer with a fantastic play at second. That's Cole Boer, who throws out Gronwald, but Gronwald going to pick up an RBI as he scores Savageau, and the score is now 4-0. 4-0. We're going to keep playing around with that scoreboard. Savageau scores. Mack moves to second, and Gronwald's thrown out. It's Alex Iverson up to bat. Takes ball one. A lot going on in a short period of time there. Alex Iverson hitting .310. He flew out to first baseman Stahl in the second. This one's chopped over to the left side. In between third and short. Third baseman comes across, makes a nice play and beats Alex Iverson by half a step. Good play by Kellen Cruchet, who throws on to Jarris Stahl. But the Vikings pick up 3 more runs on 1 hit. There were no errors by the Blackstockings and 1 man left on base. After 3 complete, the Vikings lead 4-0. We'll see you back in a minute.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Hey fans, welcome on back to Kindred. We're getting ready for the top of the 4th here. Josh O'Maris alongside Mike Bernier. Beautiful day. Temperatures cooling off nice. It was nice to start, 75 degrees with a 10-mile-an-hour wind out of the south-southwest. Vikings lead right now 4-0 here in the top of the 4th. Coming to bat for the Blackstockings will be Carver Kasowski, Jackson Deutsch, and Parker Wixo. Carver Kasowski hits .477 on the year. He struck out in the first, takes a ball, close pitch here in the 4th. He leads the team with 5 doubles, scored an impressive 26 runs as well. Here's a strike. Another close pitch. Boy, those look very good. But home plate ump Kelly McNary calls them balls. This ball swung on and chopped foul. It'll be 2-1 to Carver Kasowski. Kasowski plays short. Swings and fouls this one into the evergreens, into the parking lot, into danger land there. We had a golf cart get hit. And this, this ball's Dent Insurance. That's not even a thing, I don't think. But a great sponsor of ours is Kindred State Bank and Insurance. We appreciate all our sponsors on your live event. One of them might be getting a call from a disgruntled fan. The first walk that Sam's given up all year goes to Carver Kasowski. Looked like he had 2 very close pitches called as balls. And Carver Kasowski swung at 2 and fouled him off hard. In any case, Carver Kasowski earns the freebie, and it'll bring up the 4-hitter Jackson Deutsch. Deutsch, of course, doing the pitching, hitting .439 on the year. He leads the team with 15 hits. Here's a ball that's popped out to center field. Center fielder Savageau calls for it and makes the play. And it'll be 1 pitch, 1 out to Deutsch. Nice play out there in center. Jack Savageau with the catch. Carver Kasowski remains at first, and it'll bring up Parker Wixo, the designated hitter. Wixo hitting .442 on the year, struck out in the second. Leads the team with 27 runs scored. We are in business with the scoreboard. Thanks to Mark for jumping on from afar. Strike taken there. Nice pitch by Bernier. And it is 0-1 with 1 out. Once again, thanks to Mark for helping us out. Ball taken outside.
Tell you what, Sam gets his first walk of the year. I'm going to give a shout out to the home plate umpire anyway. It's Kelly McNary. When I played in Breckenridge, guess who was the umpire? This was in the early 90s. Kelly McNary umped those ball games when I was in Legion Ball as well.
Tough play there, an infield single. Erdman charged nicely, but was not able to make the play. So Wixo going to get the infield single. Kosowski moves over to second, and that'll bring up Kellen Crochet. So the nice way of commenting on that, Mike, would be that McNary is a very seasoned umpire, right?
Yes.
He's a veteran guy.
I'll just say he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, yep.
He was always a very serious umpire, and he was very good at what he did. Even though he squeezed Sam on those first two pitches.
Yeah.
But
he coached for Wapaton's Legion for a handful of years as well. I coached against McNary, and here's a ground ball hit out to second base. Oh, nice play really by Gronwald. Schliemann came at that aggressively and threw hard to Gronwald, hard and low. Gronwald's able to stay on the base and record that out. It'll be a fielder's choice for Crochet. Guys on first and third. Crochet on first, Kosowski at third, and Jarris Stahl up to bat. Stahl, once again, I said this earlier, a 7-hitter, but not the typical 7-hitter. Leading in average, 543, leading in on-base percentage, 680, and leading in RBIs, 21. On first is Crochet. He stays put. Excellent. Oh, now he's going to take off. Delayed steal. I don't know if that was a planned steal or just a great jump by Crochet of reading dirt and taking second.
That's the second time he's done that in this ball game. I think he did just get a good jump because the ball was in the dirt.
So that puts two guys on. Crochet. This is a pop fly. Big out for the Vikings if they can make the catch. Sam Bernier over, and he catches it. And that's a big out because Stahl has been swinging a strong bat. He had runners in scoring position with Crochet at second and Kosowski at third, but Sam Bernier gets him to pop up to himself and end the threat. So in the top of the fourth inning, Black Stockings get no runs on no hits. They leave 2 on base. There were no Viking errors, and the score remains after 3.5. Kindred Vikings 4, Casselton 0.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
Stepping to the plate just in time for us to get back is Derek Stone. Derek Stone with a big hit in the second inning. He had an RBI single with 2 outs, scoring Mack. Mack was at third with nobody out, and Casselton almost wiggled out of it, but Stone had a hit that scored him. Here he grounds out to third baseman Kellen Crochet, who throws on over to Jarris Stahl and picks up out number 1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Once again, Stone got things started for the Vikings with his RBI in the second. Now batting will be Trayton Teberg. Trayton Teberg hits this one just outside of the diving arms of Cole Boer. And it'll be a single for Teberg. Teberg 1 for 2 on the day. He'll bring up 9-hitter Jacob Lindemann. Lindemann was hit by a pitch in the third inning. That's how the inning started, and he came around to score. Jack Savageau with a big RBI double in that inning. Runner takes off, and it's Teberg who slides safely into second base. Teberg, that'll be his 12th stolen base on the season. He got a decent jump. I think a good throw would have had him. Thokus threw that just a little high. Boer had to jump up and then get it down. So runner in scoring position here for Jacob Lindemann. One out, one on. T-Berg on, second. Lindemann up to bat. Swings and misses. That'll be strike one. Count goes to 1-1. Deutsch kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Jackson Deutsch struck out one guy. Once again, he came into today with a 3-0 record and no earned runs given up. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back by Lindemann. Opponent batting average for that Deutsch faced was 103. 17 strikeouts in his 12 innings of pitching. He's only struck out one here tonight. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. That'll be strikeout number 2 for Deutsch and out number 2 for the Vikings. And that'll bring up a dangerous hitter, Jackson Schliemann. Second baseman, hits .486 on the year. He's got a run that he could potentially hit in Trayton T-Berg at second. Here's Schliemann up to bat. This one swung on and missed. Fouled back.
That was a good hack by Jackson. He got his pitch and he just fouled it straight back, but he had a good mighty hack at that one.
Well, it's just like with Derek Stone. When he came up, he got one pitch, he liked it, and he delivered on it. Schliemann was looking to do the same. I like that approach a lot of, there's a guy on second, and if I get a pitch, I'm gonna hit it hard to try and score that guy. Another fairly big moment in this game. Another insurance run would be great for the Vikings. Can Deutsch stop that? Here's the kick and the pitch. Ball taken high and out. It's 2-1. And mind you, Stone's hit also came with 2 outs. So can the Vikings get another clutch 2-out hit here in this game? Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. We'll move the count to 2-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
Both pitchers with pitch counts are okay.
This will be pitch number 65 for Deutsch. Bernier has 55 in the books. Here's the pitch. Behind Schliemann, and T-Berg now moves within 90 feet of run scored number 5 for the Vikings. 3-2 count. A fairly big moment in this game. 3-2, 2 outs, runner on third. Vikings lead 4-0. Deutsch kicks and delivers. Ball taken in the dirt. Run-saving stop by Jonah Thokus. An excellent catcher. And the Vikings have first and third. So walk. Schliemann walked in the third. Walk now in the fourth. He scored in the third. He did pop out in the first. So Schliemann 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a run scored. Jack Savageau has one of the other huge at-bats in this game. A double that was an RBI double, and then he scored in the third. Schliemann takes second base. Good job by Jackson Deutsch there of not balking, stepping off the rubber. And it'll be runners on second and third. Schliemann on second, T-Berg on third. Can Savageau get a couple RBIs here, or will Deutsch stop him? The ball he swung on and hit was a beautiful swing in the third. Stayed inside that ball and put it right inside the left field foul line. Here's the kick. Here's the 0-1. Ball taken high. Now going to be 1-1. Savageau followed by T. Gerdman. Savageau hitting .410 on the year. Ball in the dirt. Once again, Jonah Thokus blocked it. Yeah, I was not that I would ever hope anything on any catcher. I was hoping that didn't hit him where it was hurting him a lot. And I'm thankful that it's just a couple pellets in the eye versus when he grimaced like that. I thought maybe it got him in the in the grimace spot.
Well, we do have that new turf on the field that has those little black, I don't know what you call them, beads.
Pellets.
That we put in the dirt. And so it's not really in the dirt. We call it turf dirt.
Yeah, I'm saying if I was a catcher, which I was, I would much rather take a pellet to the eye than a ball to the to the testicles. I'd rather take the eye shot instead. Here's a 2-2 as Savageau falls that one back, and the bat continues. Big moment in this game right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Vikings lead 4-0. Deutsch kicks and delivers. Way high and outside, and it'll be 3-2. Once again, Teague Erdman, the dangerous Teague Erdman, waits in the wings. 3 balls, 2 strikes, Deutsch. He sets, he kicks here, he delivers, swung on, and this is going to be a lazy pop fly to the infield. Shortstop runs in front of the second baseman and makes the catch. That's Carver Kosowski, who cut in front of Boer and makes the catch. Almost disaster for the Blackstockings. But as it is, it's going to go down as an F6 and end the inning. The Vikings get no runs on 1 hit. They leave 2 on base, and there were no Blackstocking errors. After 4 complete, the Vikings lead the Blackstockings 4-0.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd Our World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Hey fans, welcome back in. You can see the scoreboard as it reads. Vikings scored 1 in the second, 3 in the third. And other than that, it's been a whole bunch of zeros. Vikings lead 4-0. They have 3 hits. Casselton has 2 hits. There were 2 Casselton errors up to this point and 1 Viking error. Pitch count, 73 pitches for Jackson Deutsch and 55 pitches for Sam Bernier. We're through 4 innings as we move to the 5th. Once again, these 2 teams are the number 1 and 2 teams in District 7. The Casselton Blackstockings are the number 1 team. They defeated Kindred 9-0 earlier in the season. The Vikings are the number 2 team. Both of these teams have not only beat but mostly annihilated all their competition throughout the year. So this game has some standing implications. In any case, whoever is the 1 and the 2, I would predict that these 2 teams are going to play each other 3 times in the district tournament, and whoever wins 2 of those 3 will prevail as the District 7 champions and punch their ticket to the State Class B Babe Ruth tournament in Lemoore this year. Districts are in Casselton, and it's hard to believe, but district baseball is already next week.
That is wrong. Just
Not next
wrong,
week?
wrong in a sense. That,
Okay.
that baseball should be going through October.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Nothing factual was wrong about what I said, I don't think. But,
Not at all.
But you really piqued my interest there. Andrew Zemer was up to bat. He hits .321 on the year. He grounds out to Schliemann. Schliemann threw over to Teberg, and that'll bring up Hunter Hagnes. It's 8-9-1 for the Blackstockings. Zemer grounded out. Hunter Hagnes was at .342 batting average. Steps in now. He flew out to left. And then Jonah Tholkus waits on deck. Yes, we had texted each other, Mike, that it's hard to believe that we're wrapping up our A-Legion home games and our Babe Ruth home games this week. Next week, the B-Legion gets 2 home games. But it's hard to believe that you come back from the 4th of July and we're almost done on our home diamond. And your comment was exactly what you just said. It gets done too soon, and we should be playing through October.
It just doesn't feel right. That's what I was getting at.
Yep. Yeah, 4th of July has been kind of the unofficial back end of the summer, which is kind of sad. Summer goes so fast, and we hope everybody had a good 4th of July, and thank everyone for tuning into your live event as Hunter Hagnes sees the count go to 2-2. Hagnes has 11 walks on the year, hits .342, playing left field and wears number 5. This one he hits out to shortstop Carter Gronwald. He fields, collects, throws, and gets Hagnes by a step. As Gronwald's been busy over there, he's had 3 assists. He had a putout at second base as well in the previous inning. And now leadoff man Jonah Tholkus, who hits .488 and an on-base percentage of .600 coming into today. He's 0 for 2, grounded out to third in the first and short in the third. 19 RBIs This one he hits hard and out to left field.
Oh.
You got a lady out there with a dog. Two guys just stand and watch it. They didn't make any attempt to help out.
That dog went for the baseball, and I think it just dislocated that lady's shoulder. I mean,
Yeah. Here's a ball hit out to left field, a high fly ball. Jacob Lindemann has a beat on it, and he makes the catch. Lindemann been a busy boy out and left. He made one huge catch in the second, and he's had a couple of other fly ball catches. He has no problems with that one, and in the top of the fifth, the Black Stockings get no runs on no hits. They leave nobody on base. There were no Viking errors. After 4.5, Vikings 4, Casselton 0.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Hey, Vance, some defensive changes. I hope I get them all right here. New pitcher for the Black Stockings will be Kellen Cruchet. Kellen Cruchet going to be on the bump. Looks like Carver Kasowski is at third base. Jackson Deutsch moved out to center, and Andrew Zemer is at short. I hope I got that right. Paul, maybe you can listen to me as I say this. Andrew Zemer's at short. Carver Kasowski is at third. Jackson Deutsch is at center, and Kellen Cruchet on the mound. Yep. We think we got him right there. T. Girdman bats. He's took a strike, and then he smashes that one just over the outstretched arms of Carver Kasowski. It'll be a leadoff single by T. Girdman. T. Girdman, Eli Mack, and Carter Gronwald, the scheduled batters for the fifth inning here for the Vikings. The line will read for Deutsch, 4 innings pitched, 4 runs given up, and I believe all 4 of those were earned. Well, check that. 3 of those are earned because of the errant throw that he threw over to first and moved Mack over to third. So 3 of the 4 runs, I believe, are earned. Once again, 4 innings pitched for Deutsch. He struck out 2. He walked 3 and hit 2. Those are unofficial as I'm quickly going through this. Up to bat is Eli Mack. Eli Mack hits 400 on the season coming into tonight. He walked in the second and scored. And then he had a fielder's choice RBI in the third. This is ball smoked out to right field. Oh, excellent catch out in right field. Absolutely phenomenal catch by Sam Fletchock. If that ball is not caught, Mike, that is for sure scoring a run and potentially 2.
That was a beautiful catch.
Yes. That was a line drive smoked out to right field. Fletchock comes in, shoestring catch. It looked like it was spinning away from Fletchock. If he doesn't catch it, it's going to shimmy on into the corner. And Teague is scoring. Eli Mack is at least getting to third.
We do have a pinch runner for T. Erdman. It's Anders Huseman that did come in to pinch run, and now T. Erdman can re-enter the ball game.
Yep, good call on that there, partner. Carter Gronwald up to bat. He was hit by a pitch in the second and then caught stealing. He then grounded out to second, but did hit in a run in that ground out. Here's the 1-1 with one out. Taken for a strike, it goes to 1-2. Gronwald hitting .250 coming into today with 19 walks. 1 on, 1 out. Huseman on first. Gronwald up to bat. Here's a ball hit foul. Once again, new pitcher is Kellen Cruchet. I want to say hi to Joan. Joni we had a fun night of baseball here. Mike Bernier and Wendy Bernier called it last week on Wednesday. The night of champions, 2014 and 2015 State Babe Ruth champs were honored. 2019 Legion champs were honored. Joan was here having a great time and reliving some fantastic memories. Here's a ball hit to the right side. Absolutely fantastic play there by the Blackstockings. The first baseman, Jarris Stahl, went for it. It skipped under his glove. Cole Boer was moving over, and great job of Kellen Cruchet covering first. So it will be in the books, a 4-1 Boer Cruchet put out. Huseman does move to second, and Alex Iverson with his .310 batting average comes up swinging, trying to once again hit in a run that is in scoring position. Iverson flew out to the first baseman and grounded out to third in the second and third. He takes a ball, it's 1-1. 1-1 here in the fifth inning. 2 outs. Huseman with a huge lead. Boy, he had that timed up. I'm surprised he didn't take third there. I don't think they're going to let him get that big of a lead again.
He's got to be smart here and not get picked off at second base.
He's got a nice lead. This one's popped up. The wind is pushing it back. Will it stay fair? It is foul. It stays within play, but Tholkus is not able to make the catch. So it stayed in play just inside the playing area in front of the Kindred Vikings dugout. And Alex Iverson gets new life. Deuce is on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Iverson, the catcher. Where's number 11? Hitting .310 on the year. He's facing Kellen Cruchet. Cruchet in his first inning of work. On in relief from Deutsch. This one swung on and missed, and it'll be a strikeout. Alex Iverson goes down swinging. Cruchet picks up his first strikeout. The Vikings get no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 on base. There were no Blackstocking errors, and after 4.5, after 5 complete, Vikings lead the Blackstockings 4-0.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Express Lane Marathon in Kindred is your neighborhood convenience store where convenience meets quality, whether you're fueling up with Marathon's top-tier fuel or grabbing a quick snack. Express Lane has you covered. From hot stuff pizza, smash hit subs, premium soft serve ice cream, gas, diesel, and propane exchange. Make sure to use your Marathon app and get 7 cents back per gallon all summer long. Now offering premium 91 non-ethanol fuel. Express Lane is your friendly and locally owned convenience store.
Hey fans, welcome back into Kindred. Want to thank all our sponsors. We're very grateful in Kindred to be able to showcase almost every home Babe Ruth, Class B Legion and Class A Legion baseball game. We get to get our 13-year-olds on the air a couple times. We get to get the 11 and 12s on air. It's a special thing. Mike, talk just a little bit about, you get to call almost all of these games. How much fun it is to call them, and how important it is for the kids and for the fans from afar to get to be able to watch these games.
I tell you what, the most fun I have, and I hope the players have fun with this too, is the interviews after the game for the Enbridge player of the game, and getting to do some of the interviews with the former players that won some state championships. That was just an absolute blast. Very important for the community.
It's a great treat to have. So any of these sponsors you see flash across these commercials, feel free to thank them and certainly patronize them, because it's a great service that we're able to provide, and we couldn't do it if it weren't for those sponsors. Up to bat is Cole Boer. He'll be followed by Carver Kasowski and Jackson Deutsch. He takes 2 balls, and the count goes to 2-0 to Cole Boer. Boer reached on an error in the first and then grounded out to shortstop Gronwald in the third. Here's the 2-0 taken low and inside, and it's 3-0.
Let's go. Right back down. Have some energy, Alec. Let's go.
That's
again,
the first time that Sam's thrown 3 balls in a row.
Here's the set. And a ball taken outside. So 4 straight balls to Cole Boer. And that'll bring up Carver Kasowski. Kasowski hits .477, or is hitting .477 on the year. He leads the team with 5 doubles. He's scored 26 runs. He struck out in the first and walked in the fourth. He is the only player to reach third base for the Blackstockings. Otherwise, everybody else is not reached or been first or second. A close pitch there, called a ball. Carver Kasowski has a 1-0 count. Here's the set and the pitch. Ball taken down and in. It's 6 straight to Carver Kasowski. He hits 3 and plays third base. Boer on first. Here's the pitch. Strike taken. And it's now 2-1.
Uncharacteristic for Sam. He threw 6 balls in a row, but he came back with a strike there.
If you're a Viking fan, you certainly hope he continues to build on that. This one swung on and fouled back. Count goes to 2-2. Blackstockings have their leadoff man on. They had their leadoff man on in the fourth. It was Carver Kasowski who reached on a walk, but he was only able to get as far as third base. This ball is hit foul down the third base line. Lindemann chases, but way out of his range. And we reset on a 2-2. Once again, Carver Kasowski, the third batter, hitting .477 on the year. Here's the 2-2. Taken in the dirt. Good stop by Iverson. The runner is now going because Ivor can't find it. And Cole Boer gets to second base on a wild pitch. Good job by Boer of, it didn't look like the ball was going to scamper far, but Iverson couldn't find it. And runner in scoring position for Carver Kasowski. Here's the 3-2. Bernier checks second. Here's the pitch. Ball taken outside. So the biggest threat for the Blackstockings and the biggest hole for the Vikings of this game. Carver Kasowski on first, Boer on second, and Coach Eggman going to come chat with his squad. We'll step away for 30 seconds, and when we come back, we'll see what the Blackstockings do. Men on first and second, nobody out. Jackson Deutsch, the cleanup man, coming to the plate.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Hey fans, welcome back in. Short chat, no changes for the Vikings. Sam Bernier on the bump. He's pitched a great game, 5 innings up to this point, only giving up 2 hits. He's walked 3 now. 2 of them have come in this inning. Sam coming into today has not walked any batters. We'll see if he can wiggle himself out of this jam. Jackson Deutsch hits .439, leads the team with 15 hits. He's the cleanup man playing center field. I don't think he'll be asked to bunt with being the cleanup man. And we'll see if Bernier can find the zone. Here's Sam Bernier, set. Here's the kick and the pitch. Strike taken. Nice pitch, good spot in the zone, good take for that matter by Deutsch as it looked to be on the inner lower part of the plate. Tough pitch to hit, strike, no doubt about it. Here's the 1-1. A ball taken low and out. Sam Bernier on the bump. This will be pitch number 81 for Bernier. He is the starting pitcher. Here's the 2-1. Ball taken low. Carver Kosowski on first, Boer on second. Both reach on base on balls. Let's see if Bernier can throw a strike. Here's a 3-1. Strike taken, 3-2. So one of those little big moments in the game coming right now. Sam Bernier sets. Could this be his last pitch? It's chopped over to third. Erdman moves to his left. Throws to second. Excellent play by Erdman. Very heads-up play. He fields that ball and throws over to Schliemann, taking that guy out. It'll be a fielder's choice that Deutsch reaches on. Boer moves to third. Deutsch moves to first. And Carver Kosowski is thrown out. Parker Wixo up to bat. He's hitting .442. He's the designated hitter. Struck out in the second. Got a single in the fourth. Biggest threat the Black Stockings have had. First and third. Deutsch on first, Boer on third. Deutsch stays put. Nice strike pitch there by Bernier. No balls, one strike, one out. We're in the sixth. Deutsch stays put. Ball taken outside. Deutsch on first, Boer on third. Wixo up to bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. Josh Almaris alongside Mike Bernier. It's been a fun game. Here's the pitch. Taken high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bernier has been dialed in all game. And in the sixth, he's had a little bit of a issue with control. Ball inside, 3-1. This will be pitch number 88 for Sam. You can pitch 95. And certainly if he gets an out here, I would think he's going to continue to get the ball. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a foul ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 guys on. We'll see if the Black Stockings put Deutsch in motion. No signs given by Max Koppervig. Here's a big pitch coming. The 3-2. Here's the kick. Swing and a fly ball out to left. Lindemann goes back, and he makes the catch. It's going to be a tag up and a run scored. And I think everybody's satisfied with that. Black Stocking fans are happy. Boer scores. The Viking fans, I think, would say, we'll trade an out for a run. Another great, go ahead.
At this point in that ball game, you're exactly right. They'll take that out. That run doesn't hurt them at this point. In fact, the tying run is on deck. So if Sam can work through this inning and have somebody else come out and close out this 7th inning, they'll be in good shape.
So it's a sac fly for Wixo and an RBI, and it brings up Kellen Cruchet with a .378 batting average. He got a single in the second, fielder's choice in the fourth. He will put this ball in play. This ball is put in play. A lazy fly, right side. Schliemann calls for it, and he makes the catch. And the Vikings wiggle out of that inning by only giving up 1 run. So Bernier walks 2 guys, and the Black Stockings are only able to plate 1 of those. They get 1 run on no hits. They leave 1 man on base. And after 5.5, Vikings lead the Black Stockings 4-1. See you back for the bottom of the 6th.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fun one here in Kindred. Wouldn't expect any less when Casselton and Kindred get together. A respected rivalry that brings out the best in all the players. It is also the number 1 and the number 2 teams in the district, and 2 teams that will fight for a state championship for whoever gets there, if it is one of these 2. Right now, it's looking like District 7 play will have to come through one of these 2 teams to make it to state in Lemoore, and the playoffs begin next week already. Vikings lead this one 4-1. It's Derek Stone up to bat. He watches 2 strikes and sees an 0-2 count. He had a big single and an RBI in the second and grounded out to the third baseman in the fourth. Here's the 0-2. Swinging, slapped out to right center field. Can the center fielder make a play on it? No, that ball falls, and Stone is off to second base. Throw comes into second base, but Stone will have a leadoff double here in the 6th inning. Stone hits that one just beyond the reaches of Jackson Deutsch. Also chasing after it was Fletchock, but Stone slaps that in between them, and it's a leadoff double. Trayton Teberg, Jacob Lindemann are the 8-9 guys who will follow, and then it'll be leadoff man Jackson Schliemann, barring a double play. Here's a ball thrown inside to Teberg. Teberg hitting .297 on the year, playing first base. Where's number 8? Struck out in the second and got a single in the fourth. He also stole second base in the fourth. Ball taken up high.
Sam has 91 pitches, Sam Bernier, and there is action in the Vikings bullpen. It looks like Carter Grunwald is warming up down the right field line.
It's the old debate of, do you put your reliever on with a fresh inning? Bernier did walk a couple guys, so there's a small blemish. I'm sure there was conversation with Sam. How you feeling? What do you want to do? Grunwald, a very capable closer. Ball 3 taken in the dirt, and it's a 3-1 count to Teberg. 91 pitches for Bernier. He can throw up to 95 unless he's in the middle of a batter, then he can finish that batter. Here's the set by Cruchet. This ball slapped out to right and going to be foul. The protector of the bullpen is Beckett Westby, and he saves his buddies. Here's the 3-2. Cruchet way upstairs. Great job there of Thokas jumping up and catching that. Otherwise, it'd be guys on first and third. Teberg walks. And not that anybody cares, but in my scorebook, that's exactly where my water drop dropped. So Teberg, that might be erased. We'll see. Jacob Lindemann now up to bat. He's asked to bunt. Pulls back on what looked to be a high pitch. Going to be 0-1.
Very tough pitch to bunt. I mean, I know it was called the strike, but that's a very difficult pitch to bunt.
Yeah, I agree with Lindemann. Good take there. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the third. Struck out in the fourth. Not a great bunt. Play at third, and he's going to be called out.
No.
They disagreed up here. I thought he was out. You don't have to tag him. It's a forced play.
I felt that the foot reached the base, and then the ball was caught. I know it was a force out. The third baseman played it like a first baseman for the force out, which is the exact correct thing to do, but I thought the foot was in there before the ball got there.
See, to me, it looked like he was. It looked like he was out. Anybody can go back and watch that. And in any case, the bunt does not work. Lindemann gets it to the pitcher, and a very nice play by Cruchet, throwing on over to Kasowski. You're right, Kasowski stretched out nicely, and it'll be the same ordeal here. Guys on first and second, just with an out now. So the guy on first is Lindemann, guy on second is T-Berg, and up to bat is Jackson Schliemann. There's two on, one out, counts 1-1 to Schliemann, the lefty. He takes ball. 486 batting average for Schliemann. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a run scored here tonight. Popped out to third, walked and scored in the third, walked in the fourth. Ball taken, it now is 3-1 with 1 out. Lindemann on first, T-Berg on second. Savageau on deck.
Good solid hitter in Jackson Schliemann, looking for a pitch to hit here on 3-1.
3-1 is a hitter's count. This one's taken high and outside, and it's going to load him up. The Vikings have the bases loaded, and Jack Savageau up to bat. Here comes, I think that's Coach Coppervig. I should know. I'm getting to be old enough now where I've coached against both Coppervig and Evenson, but I can't recognize him real good from up here. So Max Coppervig, I think, is out visiting with his crew. We'll keep you right here.
Well, I could tell you what, one thing we could talk about is after this game, we'll bring you the Todd Wold CPA postgame show. For any accounting requisitions, from income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals or businesses, go online to wold-cpa.com.
So that was Coach Everson, Alex Everson, who came out and visited with Kellen Cruchet and the infield crew. Cruchet trying to wiggle out of a jam here. Bases are loaded. Schliemann on first, Lindemann on second, T-Berg on third. Here's the pitch. Savageau swings and misses. Savageau has a big double and a run scored, an RBI in the third. Grounded out to short and flew out to short in the first and the fourth. He's 1 for 3 in a big moment in this game. Here's the pitch. Strike taken on the upper outer corner. And here comes one of those big moments in this game. Here's the 0-2. 1 out. Bases juiced. Cruchet. Slide step. Swing. Popped out. Slap foul along the left field line. T-Berg immediately hustles back to third, ready for the tag. A lot of things will score a run. A strikeout by Cruchet gets them one step closer from a jam. Once again, Casselton won the first game 9-0. Vikings lead 4-1 here. Here's the pitch. Slap to the right side. It's going to get through the first baseman and the second baseman. Boy, I was looking to see if Cruchet was covering, and he was. Cruchet came over nicely. I think that's a single. I agree with that. Savageau going to get an RBI. Schliemann going to go to second. Lindemann going to go to third. T-Berg going to come in. It's going to bring up a very dangerous T. Erdman. He's hitting 500 on the year. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He swings and falls that back. T. Erdman flew out on a deep fly to center in the first. He was hit by a pitch in the third, and he had a hard hit in the fifth. Bases juiced 0-1. This one, he falls off. It's 0-2. 1 run across, straight in T-Berg. Lindemann on third. Schliemann on second. Savageau on first. Kellen Cruchet on the mound. Tholkus continued to be his battery mate. Here's the slide step. High fly ball. If it's fair, it's an infield fly. It's going to be foul. Nice catch there by Tholkus. That's not an easy catch, Mike.
Not at all, and he did a good job. The wind's blowing in, and there's danger of that blowing out of play, but he read it well, and he just calmly made the catch, and he cool as the other side of the pillow as he just went back and just calmly made the catch.
That is a huge out. Eli Mack punches this one out to right, and just like that, the Vikings have Eli Mack come to the plate. He scores Lindemann. Jackson Schliemann was held up at third. Coach Eggman slapped his hands because the right fielder did not get that ball in right away, and certainly was very hard hit. I agreed with Coach Eggman holding him up, but when the right fielder held onto the ball, Vikings might have been able to get another run. Good job there by Eli Mack. He gets a first pitch and jumps all over it. He gets an RBI. It's his second RBI for Mack, and now Carter Gronwald up to bat. He takes a ball.
There's just no breaks in this lineup. You get an RBI single, and you have a chance to score that other run, but now you have Carter Gronwald coming up to the plate who can clear the bases with a gapper here.
Mack on first, Savageau on second, Schliemann on third, Carter Gronwald up to bat. This ball spanked to the left side and foul. Kellen Cruchet, the pitcher, he came in the 5th inning. He saw 4 batters in the 5th. Got 3 of them out, and now he's given up 2 runs here in the 6th. This ball's swung on and fouled to the near side. Going to do the 2-2 again. Here is the 2-2 with 2 outs, bases loaded. Fouled back. Great battle there by Gronwald and also by Kellen Cruchet. No room to put Gronwald, and Cruchet is attacking the zone. Good battle here. 2 programs that are very strong. This ball is punched out to right, and it's going to fall in front of the right fielder. It's going to be a 1-run scored, and this time the right fielder, Fletchock, immediately throws that one in. Savageau had no chance. Had he been sent, he would have been hosed. Gronwald picks up an RBI. If you're a Vikings fan, you got to be excited about the way they're swinging the bat. But sometimes you're like, maybe don't hit it as hard because these guys can't score from second base.
Oh, I think if you're Casselton in this situation, if you could get out of this inning with only the 3 runs scored,
Yes.
because that one could have been in the gap and that could have cleared the bases.
Well, here's a strike taken by Alex Iverson, and this is a point. This is something to point out. 9 runs is the differential in the win for the Blackstockings, and right now this game sits at 6. So if it goes 7, 8, 9 and Gronwald scores, then they go into the mess of tiebreakers from there. If somehow Alex Iverson scores and the Vikings hold him in the 7th, then the Vikings own the tiebreaker and will jump the Blackstockings as the 1 seed. So we'll see. There's 2 outs. The Vikings have lots of work to do, but if you're a Blackstockings fan, you got to be aware of that. And this is the last chance for the Vikings to do this because they won't bat in the bottom of the 7th if they hold the Blackstockings. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Alex Iverson up to bat. Derek Stone waits in the wings. Strike. Bat's thrown. And it's going to go to 3-2. Iverson thought that was a ball. Ivers 0 for 3 on the day. Here's the 3-2. The merry-go-round should begin as soon as Cruchet delivers the pitch. Here's the pitch. Ball nowhere close. So Savageau scores. Mack goes to 3rd. Gronwald goes to 2nd. Ivor picks up the RBI walk. And now the Vikings bring to the plate Derek Stone. I think we're going to have I know we're going to have a pitching change. Bases are juiced here. Vikings lead 8-1. Cruchet's going to come out of the game. Derek Stone's going to come up to bat. There's some other changes. We'll have them for you when we come back in about a minute. Changes coming for the Blackstockings. We'll see what they are shortly.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. For any accounting needs you may have, Todd Our World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Hey fans, new pitcher on the bump for the Blackstockings. It's Hunter Hagness. Hunter Hagnes on the mound, and he'll face Derek Stone. Moving to third will be Kellen Cruchet. At short will be Carver Kasowski. I believe out in left will be Alex Zemer, and Jackson Deutsch will stay in center. Yes, that is correct. So I hope I got that right. Hagnes on the mound. Cruchet at third, Kasowski at short, and Zemer out in left. Up to bat is Stone. It's 8-1 Vikings. Guy on second is very important for the Vikings. Here's the that ball is almost by Thulkus, but he's able to get a piece of it.
I think Derek Stone was watching the warm-up pitches in between the pitching change here. His left foot is on the front line of the batter's box.
Stone 2 for 3 here today. He swings and misses. And this is exactly what you see happen when there is a pitcher with not high velocity on the mound. Eyes get big, but the number of times that batters get themselves out is high. Man, I'm going to crush this guy. But you have to stay patient. And Stone smashes this one out to left, but it looks like the left fielder has a beat on it, and he does. So he hits it hard, but right at Andrew Zemer. And that F7 will be how things end here in the sixth. The Vikings do pick up 4 runs in the sixth, and we have a new score. It's the Kindred Vikings 8 and the Casselton Blackstockings 1. We go to the seventh when you return with us on your live event with Josh Almaris and Mike Bernier.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Hey fans, welcome back in. We go to the top of the seventh. Vikings lead 8-1. They've cracked out 8 hits, only had 1 error. The Casselton Blackstockings have 1 run on 2 hits. There's been only 1 Viking error. I hope I said that right. 8 runs, 8 hits for the Vikings, and only 1 error. Casselton has 1 run on 2 hits. They've had 2 errors. Now on the mound for the Vikings will be Carter Gronwald. Sam Bernier moves over to second base, and Schliemann moves to short. So little triangle action makes our PA and math teacher Paul Quislin happy to see the triangle in full avail. Hitting for the Blackstockings will be their 7, 8, 9 guys. Jarrah Stahl, Andrew Zemer, and Hunter Hagnes. This ball has fouled off of Stahl's foot. Stahl flew out in the second. A phenomenal catch by Lindemann. And then in the fourth, he flew out to Sam Bernier, who was on the mound at the time. It was a 1-1 pitch. Taken for a ball. It goes to 2-1.
So that ends the line on Sam. He goes 6 innings, allows 2 hits, 1 earned run, walked 3, struck out a couple of batters.
Great outing by Bernier. Now what the Vikings need is a guy that's going to come in and throw strikes. Gronwald has thrown 3 balls and 1 strike as he faces 7-man Jarrah Stahl. It's a strike. Andrew Zemer, the 8 batter, waits on deck. Stahl is a .543/.680 average and on base percent guy. He holds the check down to Bama. He says no, and it'll be a walk. So Gronwald walks the 7-hitter, and that'll bring up Zemer, who's hitting .321 on the year. He's 0 for 2 coming into today. Plays left field. He has 13 walks and 14 stolen bases. Leads the team in walks, 13 of them by Zemer. Here's the pitch by Gronwald, taken for a strike on the inside corner.
Might be a little bit difficult for Casselton to pick up on the arm angle because Carter throws more over the top, a little bit more traditional, while Sam was more of a little bit of a sidearm delivery.
This ball hit out to the left field foul line, stays in play, but well foul. Zemer and Hagness are the 8-9 guys. Jonah Tholkus, the leadoff man, will hit, barring a double play. Here's the 0-2 from Gronwald. Swung on, slapped, to shortstop. Schliemann makes a nice play, throws over to first. It's going to be a double play. Yes, it absolutely is a double play. What a fantastic play by Schliemann, and the follow-up of T-Berg by staying on the base and completing that double play. Fantastic line out to Schliemann. The L6-3 double play makes me think of Sandlot. L7 weenie, but this is the L6-3 double play. Well put together by Schliemann and T-Berg. Now batting is Hunter Hagness. Wow, that was a beautiful play. We've had a couple of them here in Kindred. The right fielder, Sam Fletchock, made a beautiful catch. Lindemann out and left made 2 great catches. This play here by Schliemann and T-Berg, one of the top plays of the day as well. Here's the 1-1 with 2 outs, swing and a miss by Hagness, and the Blackstockings are down to their last strike. Hagness hits .342. He has 11 walks on the year, but right now the count is in Gronwald's favor. It's the 1-2 pitch with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Ball taken outside.
Carter Grunwald had a little bit of an issue with this. We've got to bring this up. If you're noticing, he loses his hat on pretty much every pitch. It falls to the mound, and he bends over and picks it up, puts it back on.
Ball taken high. And the count goes to 3-2. So Hagness, like I said earlier, has walked 11 times, and he's worked the count from 1-2 to 3-2. Let's see what Gronwald does here. Ball taken outside. It's tough to see walks, but you certainly don't want to see a walk after a walk has already happened and your defense has picked you up as well as they just did. You also don't like to see those walks to the 7 and 9 batters. So now leadoff man Jonah Tholkus, who's 0 for 3 on the day, comes to the plate. Grounded out to third, grounded out to short, grounded out to short. Flew out to left. This could be a fly out to T-Berg and end things, and it does. Trayton T-Berg makes the final catch and final out of the game. Trayton T-Berg catches that, and that'll do things here, not only in the top of the 7th, but for the day. The Vikings are victorious. They defeat the Blackstockings by a score of 8-1. We're going to step away, and when we come back, we will have our Todd Wold postgame show coming your way. We'll have a couple interviews, but come back for the Todd Wold CPA postgame show for any accounting requisitions from income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals or businesses. Go online to wold-cpa.com. Come back. We'll be honoring the Enbridge player of the game and the connection of the match. See you in a bit.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd Our World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com. Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
And welcome back. We're covering the Todd Wold CPA post-game show for any accounting requisitions from income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals or businesses. Go online to wold-cpa.com. What a game tonight. Kindred Vikings come away victorious in this counter game by a score of 8-1 over the Casselton Blackstockings. Sam Bernier will pick up the win. He goes 6 innings, allows 2 hits, 1 earned run. He walked 3 and struck out 2 batters. Carter Grunwald comes on and closes it out. He goes 1 inning, doesn't allow any hits, no runs, walks a couple of batters, but gets out of the inning and closes this ball game out by a score of 8-1, again over Casselton. Taking the loss is the starting pitcher, Deutsch, for Casselton. He goes 4 innings, allows 3 hits, 4 runs, only 1 earned, and he walked 3 batters and struck out 2. Cruchet comes on in relief. He goes an inning and 2/3, allows 5 hits, 4 earned runs, walked 3 and struck out a batter, and Hagness comes in and pitches a third of an inning and doesn't allow any hits or runs or walks or strikeouts. So that's the ball game. The Kindred Vikings win it by a score of 8-1, and we'll take a quick break. We're going to come back with the player of the game, sponsored by Enbridge. Life takes energy. Enbridge, energy for life. Enbridge.com for career opportunities. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back with that Enbridge player of the game right after this on yourliveevent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
And we're back with our Enbridge player of the game. Again, Life Takes Energy, Enbridge, energy for life, Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Our Enbridge player of the game goes to Sam Bernier, voted on up here in the press box. Josh Almaris called it. He said, player of the game is Sam Bernier. Sam, you go 6 innings, you come away with a win, but how about that defense?
I mean, they're there for me every time I make a mistake, especially Jacob over here, getting at least bailing me out of 5 runs, letting up, and yeah, couldn't be more thankful.
And we'll talk to Jake later on in the interview. He's going to be the connection of the match, brought to you by HTC. We're going to talk to Jacob in a little bit. First, talk to Sam. Do you recall ever throwing 91 pitches in a game before?
Not for a while.
Yeah.
I mean,
your 2 wins earlier in this season, you pitched, I think, 66 pitches and as many as 70 pitches. This game, you got up to 91, and for the first time all season, you walked a batter.
Yeah.
We were trying not to jinx it because you came into the game with 11 2/3 innings pitched and hadn't walked a batter. You did walk 3 in this game. You did strike out 2, but only allowed the 2 hits, and you come away with an 8-1 victory. And how about your team putting up some runs for you as well?
I mean, that's a huge factor in putting it in the game, especially in the 6th inning, where we could have just had all the momentum shifted, but instead they put up 4 runs to pile it on them.
You lose in the first game of the season. The Kindred Vikings lose to Casselton by a score of 9-0. Not in the first game, but the first time we played Casselton, we lose by a score of 9-0. And you come out and get the victory by a score of 8-1. What was working for you out on the mound tonight?
Well, just going fastball today. I mean, curveball was not doing it today, so I just kept trying to place the fastball and getting calls.
All right. Any special shout-outs?
Jacob?
For
sure.
All right. That's a good one. That's a good transition. We'll give the headset over to Jacob Lindemann. Jacob Lindemann, the connection of the match, brought to you by HDC. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone. It's how to connect. HalsteadTel.com. So, Jacob, you're the HTC connection of the match. I forget which inning it was, but you come up with a big play out in the outfield, a line drive out to the outfield, and you went back and you played it perfectly. You rotated those hips to the right and ran that ball down. Tell me about how that play went down.
Yeah, Coach Eggman had me playing back more on that one, and I didn't really see it was going that far, but I could tell based on the sound of the bat. So then I just made an adjustment, and it kind of came to me.
And that was a big play in the game as it prevented a lot of runs from potentially scoring that inning. And the Kindred Vikings come up with an 8-1 win. You also, at the plate, you got hit with a pitch, and you came around to score in that inning as well. And so you scored a couple of runs tonight. How did it feel at the plate tonight?
Felt good. I mean, our team, when we get on, they did a good job of hitting us around. Everyone was seeing the ball good, and that's why we scored so much.
Yeah, you come up with the 8-1 victory. You out-hit Casselton by 8-2. And, again, you score a couple of runs. You got hit by a pitch, and you made not only that catch that we talked about earlier, but how about that catch for the sacrifice fly? That ball was hit pretty hard as well.
Yeah, you can tell based on the sound of the bat. And, they just kind of came to me tonight, so made it kind of easy.
The wind was blowing in a little bit. Do you think that helped kind of prevent the ball from getting over your head possibly?
Yeah, that definitely helped on a few of them. You can tell right away where the wind's going and use it to your advantage.
Okay, we'll let Sam have a shout-out. How about your shout-out?
Sam and Carter. Sam did a great job throwing strikes, and Carter made the plays when they came to him.
Yeah, absolutely. A great team win for the Kindred Vikings tonight. They win this one by a score of 8-1. Jake Lindemann is our HTC connection of the match, comes up with a big catch and a couple of big innings, and scores a couple of runs for the Vikings as well. I'd like to give a shout-out to Jack Savageau. Jack Savageau went 2 for 4, scored a couple of runs, and he had 2 RBI hits, including that double down the left field line. That was a big hit as well. Derek Stone drove in the first run with 2 outs and a runner on second with a big base hit. First pitch swinging, laces a base hit. So a couple of shout-outs to those guys as well. A couple of great offensive performance, good defensive performances, nice pitching by Carter Grunwald and Sam Bernier, and the Vikings win this one by a score of 8-1. So we're going to take a break. We are going to bring you the second game of this doubleheader. It's a non-counter game, but Wendy Bernier will join us in this broadcast, and we'll come back with that one. So we'll take a short break. Thanks for joining us.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Express Lane Marathon in Kindred is your neighborhood convenience store where convenience meets quality, whether you're fueling up with Marathon's top-tier fuel or grabbing a quick snack. Express Lane has you covered. From hot stuff pizza, smash hit subs, premium soft serve ice cream, gas, diesel, and propane exchange. Make sure to use your Marathon app and get 7 cents back per gallon all summer long. Now offering premium 91 non-ethanol fuel. Express Lane is your friendly and locally owned convenience store.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. For any accounting needs you may have, Todd Our World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Ulstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field. Wendy Bernier here with Mike Bernier, filling in until Mr. Almaris may or may not come back. I don't know. He's doing a Legion A practice this evening, so he just finished up the first game with Mike, and on to game 2 we go.
A lot of fun in that first game. The Kindred Vikings come away with an 8-1 victory in the counter game. Kindred Vikings will take on Casselton. The Blackstockings once again. Here's a Blackstockings lineup. Leading off and playing at second base is Parker Wixo. Batting second is Hunter Hagness, playing out in left field. Batting third, Carver Kozowski, playing at third base. Batting cleanup and playing in center field will be Colton Storhoff. Batting fifth and playing at shortstop, Andrew Ziemer. Batting sixth and doing the catching is Derek Jorison. Batting seventh and pitching is Sam Fletchock. Batting eighth and playing over at first base is Graydon Hagen. And batting ninth is the right fielder Grayson Nearison. And batting 10th is the extra hitter Cole Buer. So it's Wixo, Hagness, Kozowski, Storhoff, Ziemer, Jorison, Fletchock, Hagen, Nearison, and Buer. And they'll face the Kindred Vikings and Jacob Lindemann on the mound. The HTC connection of the match in the first game. And he'll throw to his battery mate, Briar Gibbon. Here's a lineup for the Kindred Vikings under head coach Nick Eggman. Bristol Swanson leads it off and plays at shortstop. Beckett Westby batting second, playing at second base. Batting third baseman Isaac Johnson. And batting cleanup is the catcher Briar Gibbon. Batting fifth and playing in center field, Anders Huseman. Batting sixth, Asher Swenson getting the start out in right field. Sam Bernier bats seventh. He's the extra hitter. Jacob Lindemann will bat eighth. Doing the pitching, Trayton Teberg batting ninth and playing at first base, and Derek Stone out in left field. He'll bat 10th for the Vikings. So it's Swanson, Westby, Johnson, Gibbon, Huseman, Swenson, Bernier, Lindemann, Teberg, and Stone to bat for the Kindred Vikings. And Wendy Bernier along with me. And how about Asher Swenson getting a start out in right field tonight?
Yeah, Mom told me he may dress tonight, and here he is. So great for him. He's been out. She said it's kind of been a long 16 weeks, and he finally gets to put on the uniform and head out on the field. So it's got to be exciting for him, and maybe even a little jitters.
Yeah, he gets a start out in right field. He's gonna bat in that six hole, so he'll get some at bats tonight. Again, this is a non-counter game, but it's a great chance for some people to get some innings on the mound, getting some great at bats and a chance to get out there and make some plays. And you go after a win in these situations because. Quite frankly, it's fun to play Casselton. It's even more fun to beat them.
Right. Well, and going back to Asher, too, he went down. He was in track and field during school and coming around that third corner in track and popped his hip a little bit and had a little bit of trouble with those growth plates or whatever. So he's been out for a little bit, sitting the bench. But he's been doing in the dugout and cheering on his teammates, and pretty chill guy. But I'm sure it's exciting to get back out there tonight.
Absolutely. So the Kindred Vikings, again, they win that first one by a score of 8-1. And playing in this non-counter game, Jacob Lindemann will take the mound, right-handed pitcher for the Vikings. And so around the horn, Briar Gibbon doing the catching, Trayton Teberg over at first. Beckett Westby at second base. The shortstop is Bristol Swanson, and third base will be Isaac Johnson. Out in left field is Derek Stone. Center field is Anders Huseman. Asher Swenson, like we mentioned, out in right field. So batting first is Parker Wixo, right-handed hitter. Where's number 2? Playing at second base in tonight's ball game. First pitch from Jake Lindemann is a ball high to Parker Wixo. Wixo, Hagness, and Kozowski to bat. Top of the first inning. 5-inning ball game. Here's a pitch from Jacob. High pop fly, shallow right field. Long run for Asher Swenson, and he's going to be tested right away, but that falls foul. But a long run. He does some sprinting. I didn't see any
and he's
signs.
Okay.
Didn't see any signs of limping. Or
gave a thumbs up. Just gave a thumbs up to the dugout. He's.
The coach is asking him, "Hey, you okay?"
Yeah, everybody's going to be on that tonight.
Yeah. Foul ball down the right field line. And here's a pitch, swinging a line drive, base hit into left field. Parker Wixow laces a single to left. And the leadoff batter is aboard for Casselton. Parker Wixow laces a base hit. Hunter Hagnes steps up. He's playing in left field. And here's a pitch. Runner goes. Pitches a ball. Briar Gibbons' throw down to second base is not in time. Wixow steals second base easily. Good jump by Wixow, and it wasn't really the greatest pitch for Briar Gibbon to handle. So a stolen base, runner on second. There's nobody out. Here's the 0-1 pitch by Lindemann. Swinging a pop fly, foul. Strike two. Oh, 0-2 the count. Number 7, Jacob Lindemann. Throwing out of the stretch. Runner on second base. Nobody down. And here's the set. And the pitch. Off speed. Popped foul. It's going to be out of play. Looked like Lindemann threw an off-speed type, kind of a breaking ball in there. Fouled away. Count remains, no balls and 2 strikes. Wind still blowing in from left center field. And here's the 0-2 fastball. Pop right towards the press box. It's going to hit below us. Paul Quislen, the PA announcer, looked like he had that one measured.
Cat-like reflexes down there.
It was well below the press box, and it hit.
He was ready, though.
Kind of the facade, but it was right at him.
He was ready.
There's a ground ball pounded out to short. Bristol Swanson has it. Fires across the diamond in time for the out. T-Berg will throw to third. Not in time over there. Wixow advances nicely on the play. It's a 6-3 putout. Swanson to T-Berg, 1 away.
That brings up number 9, third baseman, Carver Kasowski.
Third baseman Carver Kozowski steps to the plate. Here's the set by Lindemann and the pitch, fastball in there for a strike. Lots of baseball for you. We got American Legion Baseball tomorrow night. Brought to you by YourLiveEvent.com. Hot shot down the third base line. That's a fair ball and an RBI hit for Kozowski. It'll go down as a single, as Derek Stone cut it off nicely out in left field. So Carver Kozowski with an RBI single scores Wixow, and it's 1-0 Casselton early on. Ball was hit hard just inside the line. Past Isaac Johnson down the third base line. Ball was hit hard. Here's a pitch, swinging a little blooper down the right field line. That's going to land foul. Asher Swenson hustling after that one, but no chance. It was a line drive, well foul. Timeout on the field. I don't know if he's out of baseballs. Yeah, that looks to be the issue. Umpire's just out of baseballs.
They were tracking him down earlier when they went foul, and the kids can return him to the concession stand for some candy, and then they go back to the dugout. However, we have some construction going on the track behind the dugout here on down the first baseline. The high school is putting in a new track. So if the foul balls go into there, the kids can't retrieve them. So a little short on baseballs by the end of the night if there's a lot of them going into construction. But it's looking really good. It looks like it's coming along every week we're here and take a new picture of it.
Throw over to first base is not in time as Kozowski gets back safely. Here's a set by Jacob Lindemann. Ooh, very close to a balk. Here's a pitch down in the dirt, not blocked by Gibbon. And Kozlowski will be able to scamper down to second base. It's a wild pitch. A leadoff single for Parker Wixo, then a ground out, then an RBI single for Kozlowski, and that's where we sit right now. One runner on second base, one out, 2-1 count on the batter. Here's the pitch, outside, 3 balls and a strike. Outfield playing straight away. Here's the set and the pitch. Fastball laced into right center field. That's a base hit and down for a hit. Asher will wing it in right to second base. And the runner will stop at third base. Third hit of the inning for the Blackstockings. Puts runners at first and third with 1 out. And that'll bring up Andrew Zemer, the shortstop. Left-handed hitter, wears number 1. Of course, we were talking earlier, kind of joking around about playing Casselton, longtime rivalries in all the sports, and a lot of great people out in Casselton, a lot of good friends out there. Sure is fun watching everybody compete. Here's the pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. And here's the set and the pitch. Fastball in the dirt. That's going to get away, and that's going to score another run. Gibbon will throw to the plate, but not in time. And now the runner's going to scamper down to third base, and not in time there. Kozlowski scores on the wild pitch. Moves up to second. Storhoff moved up to second on the same pitch, and then on the throw, Storhoff will reach on the throw. No error on the play. 2-0 for Casselton. And the pitch, swinging a ground ball, pounded back to the pitcher, off the glove of Lindemann, and Swanson fields it but will not have a play. It'll be an RBI single for Zemer. He hit it hard. Storhoff comes across the score, and it's 3-0. RBI infield base hit for Andrew Zemer. 3 runs, 4 hits for Casselton, top of the first inning. Jarek Jorison steps up. He's the catcher. Throw over to first base is not in time. Jorison wears number 7. Sam Fletchock is on deck. And here's the pitch in there for a strike. This next pitch for Lindemann will be his 20th of this inning. And here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Trayton Teberg holding the runner over on first base. 3 runs in already. 1 out, runner on first. And here's the 0-2, swinging a ground ball chopped over towards third. Isaac Johnson, nice play, will go to second for 1, throw over to first, not in time. Pretty nice turn by Beckett Westby, just not quite in time. The ball wasn't hard hit, so Jorison was able to reach it out. Beat out the throw. He'll reach first base on the fielder's choice. Zemer is out on a 5-4 put out for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up number 3, Sam Fletchock, the pitcher. For Casselton, here's a pitch in there for a strike. Jorson gets his lead. Here's the set and the pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Throw over to first base is not in time. Kindred Vikings played very well defensively that first game, only the 1 error. Swing and a miss. And that came in the first inning, and so nothing after that. One and 2 the count. Here's the set and the pitch from Lindemann. Down low in the dirt, blocked nicely by Briar Gibbon, but it's going to skip away far enough for Jorson to advance on the wild pitch. Third wild pitch of the inning. Pitch was a ball, of course. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count to the left-handed hitting Sam Fletchock. Here's the set and the pitch. Fastball up. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Go get him, 7.
And here's the set and the pitch. Fastball. He walked him. Puts runners at first and second with the 2 outs. That'll bring up Graydon Hagan, first baseman. Where's number 20? Wide open stance, right-handed hitter. And the pitch, fastball outside, ball 1. Grayson Nearison is on deck. And here's a pitch, fastball upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's a 2-0 set, and the pitch from Jake Lindemann. Fastball. 3-0 lead for the Black Stockings, top of the first inning. Just underway in the second game of the doubleheader. 30 pitches thrown already by Lindemann. Here's number 31. It's upstairs. 3 balls and a strike.
You and Breyer now, 7. Here we go.
And here's the 3-1 pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. 2 outs, full count. Runners will be off on the pitch. Big lead over at first base. Here's the pitch. He missed upstairs. And that loads the bases.
Coach Eggman asking Lindemann if he's okay, and Jake gives him a thumbs up.
Here's strike 1 here, 7.
Grayson Nearson steps up with the bases loaded. First pitch to him is in there for a strike. Cole Buer, the extra hitter, is on deck. And here's a pitch, swing and a miss, 0-2.
Let your defense work now.
So Nearson is the 9th batter of this inning. However, Casselton is batting 10, as are the Vikings. Sporting an extra hitter. Here's a fastball up, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 1-2 count. Here's a set by Jake Lindemann, and the pitch, fastball, misses up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. What we call a good miss right there. It was a fastball a little bit up and a little bit out. Here's a 2-2 pitch, outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now we'll have the full merry-go-round, bases loaded, full count, and the 2 outs. Runners will be off on the pitch.
Line drive to him, right here.
And the merry-go-round starts. Here's a swing and a foul at the plate. So we'll do the merry-go-round one more time, at least. 38 pitches now thrown by Jake.
You ready, Trayton?
And here's the 3-2 and the pitch. Swing and a high fly ball. Shallow center field, and it's going to fall in there into right center field. Asher Swenson couldn't make the play. Here's a throw to the plate, will be cut off. A couple of runs score as Grayson Nearson drops a 2-run single into shallow right center field. Jorison scores. Fletchock scores. Hagan moves over to third base on the play. And 2 runs batted in for Grayson Nearson on a little pop fly into a shallow right center field. And here's a pitch, swing and a miss. Now they bat 10 as Cole Buer steps to the plate. He's the extra hitter. Right-handed hitter wears number 11. It is a 5-0 lead. 4 hits now for Casselton in this top of the first inning. Here's a pitch. Nearly hit him. Misses inside. 1-1 the count. Runners at first and third with 2 down. 5 runs in. Here's a set and the pitch. Fastball popped in the air, shallow left field. Out goes the shortstop, Bristol Swanson, and he takes charge and makes a catch. And that'll end the inning. For the Blackstockings, they do pick up 5 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors, and they leave 2 stranded. At the end of a half an inning, Casselton leads at 5-0 at yourliveevent.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
Welcome back, everybody, to Viking Varsity Field. This is game 2 tonight for Babe Ruth between Casselton and Kindred. Beautiful night going on.
Absolutely gorgeous evening. Wind blowing in from left center field. The field looks great. We picked up a little rain earlier today, but the field looks immaculate.
And it's going to stay that way all week because we got a lot to do tomorrow night. Legion A has a doubleheader. The Vets are in town. And then a tournament this weekend, the Essentia Health Tournament here. Kindred is one of the host sites. We'll have games Friday at 3 and 8, Saturday 2 and 7, and then Sunday at noon. And then Legion B has things going on in Casselton on Tuesday and back here against DGF on Wednesday.
For the Kindred Vikings, Bristol Swanson swings at the first pitch and hits a soft liner back to the starting pitcher, Sam Fletchock. 1 pitch, 1 out. We'll call it a line out for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Beckett Westby. Sam Fletchock on the mound for the Blackstockings, his battery mate, catcher Derek Jorison. Over there. Here's a pitch, fastball up, ball 1.
Kindred Babe Ruth is in Hankinson on Wednesday, and then back here on Thursday against Valley City. So busy week. Come on out to the ballpark. There's not a bad seat in the house, and really good concession stands. Ice cream. It's going to be a warm week. There's always lots of flavors.
Here's a swing and a soft liner again. This one over to the first baseman, Hagen. He leaps up and makes a catch, so 2 down. Another soft liner over to the first baseman, and there's 2 down. That was Beckett Westby, the batter. Now batting will be Isaac Johnson. He's playing over at third base. Jake Lindemann threw 43 pitches in the first inning, and this is Fletchock's 4th pitch. He snaps off a curveball, misses up high, ball 1. Here's a little ground ball back to the pitcher. Fletchock has it, throws over to first base, and an easy 1-2-3 inning for Fletchock in the bottom of the first inning. And at the end of 1 inning, it's a 5-0 lead for Casselton, and they're coming to bat in the top of the 2nd inning on yourliveevent.com.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd, our world certified public accountant, has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com. Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Viking Varsity Field. We are in the top of second and Babe Ruth baseball. Casselton is in town this evening, and Jake Lindemann's on the hill.
Jake Lindemann, again, threw those 43 pitches in the first inning. Casselton did bat around. A full 10 men came to the plate. They're batting 10 in the lineup, so they'll start off again with Parker Wixow. He singled, stole a base, and came around to score in that first inning. 5-0 lead for Casselton. Top of the second inning. Lindemann throws out of the stretch full time, whether there's runners on or not. First pitch fastball is way up high, ball one. Parker Wixow, Hunter Hegnes, and Carver Kozowski due to bat. And the pitch, fastball laced foul down the third base line. Strike one. Wendy, you mentioned earlier about all of the games in Kindred and some of the away games and all the home games we will bring to you on yourliveevent.com and have some fun this week.
Yep, all courtesy of our great sponsors, Todd Bold CPA, Enbridge, and HTC. Halstead Telephone, it's how to connect.
Here's the 2-1 set, and the pitch from Lindemann, swinging a grounder, pounded over towards third. Nice play by Isaac Johnson. High throw, but he got him. And Trayton Teberg helps have yourself a tall first baseman over that first base, and is able to stretch and make the play.
And talk about stretch, the first game too. He did some big stretches in that first game too. Really out there, laid it flat, and caught some good throws over in that first game too.
I tell you what, Isaac Johnson, his defense has been outstanding all year. He's moving very quickly and fielding the ball cleanly and making some nice throws. He's played some good baseball this year. First pitch to Hunter Hegnes is a ball. He grounded out to short his first time up. Casselton, Black Stockings lead at 5-0. Here's a ground ball again. Isaac will have another chance. Throw across the diamond in time. Beautiful stretch again by Trayton Teberg over at first.
I hope he stretched his hamstrings tonight. He's getting some good stretches on.
Yeah, that kind of hurt me watching him do that.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. These boys, some of them that do speed and strength camp every week, they're up early doing their speed and strength through the summer too, those that choose to do that. So hard-working kids.
Here's a high fly ball hit hard down the left field line. Long run for Derek Stone. He almost got there. It's well foul, but great hustle by Derek Stone. Hustled down the line. And Derek thought that one was hit a little bit too hard, so he just kind of threw that one over towards the third base coach and made him go get it. Got a new baseball. Here's a swing and a little pop-up. Briar Gibbon can't quite get there, just out of his reach. The batter, by the way, is Carver Kozowski. He had an RBI single, drove in the first run of the game. He also came around to score on a wild pitch, so he's 1 for 1 with a run scored, run batted in. Batting with 2 outs. 3 in a row set down by Jake Lindemann. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball laced right at the third baseman. And how about Isaac Johnson getting a lot of action over there? That one was hard hit by Kozowski, a line drive, but right to the glove of Isaac Johnson, and a 1-2-3 inning for Jake Lindemann. And he throws 8 pitches after throwing 43 in the first inning. He throws 9 pitches this inning. I just as I was talking about it, Eric Iverson put a pitch up there. So so he throws 9 pitches that inning, but gets out of it, and we head to the bottom of the second inning on yourliveevent.com.
Homegrown Local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the R&J Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the R&J Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the R&J Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Welcome back, everybody, to Viking Varsity Field. We have the second game of a doubleheader in Babe Ruth baseball. Kindred Vikings taking on the Casselton Black Stockings.
Vikings will send up Briar Gibbon, Anders Huseman, and Asher Swenson, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Bottom of the second inning. Sam Fletchuk on the mound. Kicks and fires. Looks like a breaking ball. Misses outside. Ball 1. Briar Gibbon getting his first plate appearance of the evening. And here's a pitch from Fletchuk. Fastball outside and high. 2 balls and no strikes. Fletchuk only threw 5 pitches in that first inning. Here's a pitch down. 3 balls and no strikes. And here's a pitch. It's upstairs. He walked him. Briar Gibbon draws a walk. Anders Huseman will step to the plate. We'll see if we have a courtesy runner down there for the catcher. Doesn't look like we will. Here's the set. By Fletchuk, and the pitch, swing and a foul. Anders Huseman, the center fielder, did come in to pinch run in the first game, his first plate appearance of the night. Asher Swenson on deck. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off speed is up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Leadoff runner aboard for the Vikings. Bottom of the second inning. 5-0 lead for Casselton. Throw over to first base, not in time. Mike Bernier joined by Wendy Bernier, bringing you Babe Ruth baseball. Swing and a miss by Huseman. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Sam Fletchuk throwing out of the stretch for the first time in this ball game. Kicks and fires. Fastball hit high in the air. Shallow center field. Storhoff, the center fielder, comes on and makes the catch. And there's 1 away on the fly out to center field. Asher Swenson steps to the plate, getting his first plate appearance of the year after suffering that track and field injury to his leg. So he's stepping up, getting his first at-bat, first plate appearance of the season. Runner on first with 1 out. And here's the set. And the pitch, off speed, is outside, ball 1. Sam Bernier is on deck.
His dugout's giving him some good encouragement. Lots of smiles coming out of Asher this morning, for this at-bat.
Here's the 1-0 set. And the pitch up and in, 2 balls and no strikes. Throughout spring baseball and also all throughout the summer, he's been running game changer in the dugout and having some fun with that. Learning a lot about the game of baseball. Here's a 2-0 set. Off speed is way up high. 3 balls and no strikes. Let's see if Coach Eggman gives him the old green light on 3-0. Let him knock the dust off on the swing. Here's a 3-0 pitch. Runner goes. The pitch is in there for a strike. Throw down to second base is not in time. And Briar Gibbon steals second base. The throw did sail into center field, but no error on the play. Gibbon was not able to advance. The pitch was a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike the count, with Gibbon now on second base. Now here's the 3-1 set, and the pitch is down low. He walked him. So Asher Swenson is aboard. That'll bring up Sam Bernier. He's the extra hitter, not playing in the field. He pitched that first game, did throw 91 pitches, so getting his first plate appearance. He was DH'd for in that first game. Here's a pitch, swing and a high pop fly right side of the infield. Hagen has it in foul territory, so first pitch swinging is Sam Bernier. Pop flies into foul territory to the first baseman for the second out. And that brings up Jake Lindeman, the pitcher. Jacob spells his name Jakob. And here's the pitch. Fastball swing and a miss.
Also affectionately known as Lindy to most. Most of us have known him since he was tiny.
Here's the 0-1 set.
With a dog named Cricket that we call Rick.
Here's a ball ripped down the left field line, but it's going to hold up for the left fielder. Hagnes, he fell down.
Kind of laid down to catch it.
He kept his composure and somehow made the catch. After losing his footing, comes up limping a little bit, but wow, what a catch. A line out to the left fielder. For the third out of the inning, Kindred Vikings don't come up with any runs, no hits. They leave a couple runners stranded. At the end of 2, Casselton leads this one 5-0 on yourliveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Express Lane Marathon in Kindred is your neighborhood convenience store where convenience meets quality, whether you're fueling up with Marathon's top-tier fuel or grabbing a quick snack. Express Lane has you covered. From hot stuff pizza, smash hit subs, premium soft serve ice cream, gas, diesel, and propane exchange. Make sure to use your Marathon app and get 7 cents back per gallon all summer long. Now offering premium 91 non-ethanol fuel. Express Lane is your friendly and locally owned convenience store.
We're back, top of this third inning. Casselton will send their 4, 5, and 6 hitters to bat against Jacob Lindeman. It'll be Colton Storhoff, Andrew Ziemer, and Derek Jorson. Colton Storhoff singled in the first inning and came around to score, so he's 1 for 1 with a run scored. Casselton leads this one by a score of 5-0. Casselton 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Kindred, no runs, no hits, no errors. Lindeman has set down 4 in a row after giving up a 2-run bloop single that scored the 4th and 5th runs of that top of the first inning. He got a pop out, a couple of ground outs, and a line out. First pitch to Storhoff is a ball. Lindy rocks and fires. Off speed away, 2 balls and no strikes.
Reach back, short arming. Reach back and throw it.
And here's a 2-0 set and the pitch. Fastball grounded foul. 2 balls and a strike. Second game of a doubleheader. This is a 5-inning ball game. So we're on the top of the third. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's a 2-2 set. And the pitch. Off speed behind the hitter. Actually hit him. So Storhoff is aboard for the second time. He's hit by a pitch. And the leadoff runner is aboard and that'll bring up Andrew Zemer. He had an RBI single back in the first. Hard hit ball kind of right back to the pitcher for an infield single. Where's number 1, lefty? Takes the first pitch in there for a strike. Man on, nobody out. Jake Lindemann with the set and the pitch. Fastball swing and a little chopper up the third baseline. It'll drift foul.
And if you are enjoying baseball and you're coming out to watch Legion baseball, like we said, they play the A's a doubleheader tomorrow night. And then the tournament, the Essentia Health Tournament, going on this weekend, July 11th through the 13th.
Here's a pitch down low. Throw down to second base is going to be way high. And Storhoff was not stealing, but he advanced once he saw the ball going in the dirt. So we'll have to give it a wild pitch because he did advance on the pitch.
That Essentia Health Legion Baseball Tournament is a 20-team tournament that will have a 5-game guarantee.
Here's a pitch outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Each of the teams will play 4 pool games, and then the winner of each of those pools will be put into a 4-team single elimination bracket on Sunday to play the championship game.
Ground ball over to Teberg at first base, covering nicely is the pitcher Lindemann. And the first out is recorded on a 3-1 putout for the first out. Storhoff does move up to third base, so Zemer does a job and moves the runner over to third and 90 feet away from extending this lead to 6-0. Derek Jorson, the catcher, bats. He reached on a fielder's choice, so he's 0 for 1. He did score a run. Yeah, that tournament should be a lot of fun. A lot of baseball to be played here in Kindred.
Well, and it happens in several different fields. Doesn't quite say which field yet. I'll keep looking.
Line drive, base hit into left field, and it is 6-0. The ball gets by Derek Stone. The runner trying to advance to second. Here's the throw. There's going to be a play, and he is out by a long way. So Derek Stone avoids the error by recovering in time. Kind of went under his glove, but he recovered in time and threw the runner out at second base. It will be an RBI single for Jorison to make it 6-0 as Storhoff comes across the score, but the second out is recorded on a 7-4 putout for the second out, and that'll bring up Sam Fletchock. He singled and scored a run in the first inning. 6 runs, 5 hits now for Casselton. Top of the third. Here's a pitch. Misses out. 1 ball and 1 strike. One is outside. 2 balls and a strike. Lots of long shadows out in the field as we have a kind of a long sunset, so you see the long shadows of the ball players out there. Kind of fun to watch. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Down low in the dirt, he walked him. Fletchock is aboard. Graydon Hagen will step to the plate. He walked his first time up. That was back in the first. And here's a set in the pitch. Swing and a ground ball chopped up the middle. Fielded by the second baseman, Beckett Westby. He'll tag the runner. So Hagen will reach on the fielder's choice. It's a 4 unassisted putout for the third out of the inning. Casselton does strike with a run, and they lead it by a score of 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the third inning on yourliveevent.com.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Kindred Vikings come to bat. They'll have the 9, 10, and 1 hitters in the bottom of the third inning, trailing by a score of 6-0 to the Casselton Blackstockings. Sam Fletchuk on the mound. He's allowed a couple of walks, but that's it. No hits so far. And he's been able to pitch out of his jams, or his one jam that he had back in the second inning, but he's able to pitch out of it. Trayton Teberg will step to the plate, has done a great job over at first base, a lot of long stretches, and has made all the plays over there. Has turned himself into a very good defensive player. Here's Trayton Teberg, tremendous power. And here's a pitch, off speed, hit hard over towards short, backhanded by the shortstop Zemer. Long throw, not scooped out of the dirt, so let's see what they score it. I say an infield base hit, because that was a tough play. The ball was hit hard. It was a long throw. It would have been a tremendous play by the shortstop. You give an error if it's a routine play. So I don't think Zemer had himself a routine play there. He had to make a hard backhand and a long throw. Trayton Teberg hustling down the line earns himself an infield single. And that brings up Derek Stone. First pitch to him is a ball. Teberg has some speed. Here's a 1-0 pitch, off speed in the dirt, scooped out nicely by the catcher, Jorison. Derek Stone has some pop in his bat. Throw over to first base is not in time. Teberg back in plenty of time. Good crowd on hand to watch Babe Ruth baseball. A lot of fans down the third base line, down the first base line.
Yeah, if you like Babe Ruth baseball, you might want to note, too, the state tournament this year happens July 25th through the 29th in Lemoore.
3-0 count. Here's the set and the pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Nobody out. One man on at first base. Throw over to first base is not in time. Lights are on here now at Kindred. The long shadows that I thought were fun to watch.
Well, they're gone now. They're gone now. They're under cloud, so the lights are on. And
here's a 3-1 pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. Derek Stone does not get cheated. Took a big old hack. Came up empty. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
From a photographer standpoint, this overcast is a little better for my pictures. So.
And here's a 3-2 pitch. Fastball. I think Stone went after ball 4, but being very aggressive, popped it up foul. So he stays alive. 3 balls and 2 strikes still. When that ball's coming in there and it's kind of at your eyes, it's very difficult to lay off those pitches, especially when you think you could time it right and crush it out to left. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Fastball. Called strike 3 on the outside plate. Outside part of the plate. Derek Stone did not think so. He goes down for the first out of the inning. First strikeout for Fletchuk. By the way, Trayton Teberg did steal second base on that play. So he's on at second base with 1 out. Here's a pitch. Misses up high, ball 1. Bristol Swanson, the batter. He had a soft line out back to the pitcher. Back in the first. Here's a pitch. Over for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. 31 pitches thrown now by Sam Fletchuk. Beckett Westby is on deck. Here's a 1-1 set. And the pitch. Off speed. Popped in the air. The pitcher, Fletchuk, comes in, calls for it, makes a catch. And it's a pop-up back to the pitcher. Second out of the inning. That brings up Beckett Westby. He had a soft liner over to the third baseman. I'm sorry, the first baseman. First baseman Graydon Hagen had a nice play, kind of jumped up a little bit, had to jump up a little bit to make that catch to retire the second out of the first inning. So now Beckett Westby bats with 2 outs, runner on second base. Here's a pitch by Slam Fletchhawk. Ball outside, ball 1. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Casselton. Kindred with no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. And here's the pitch. Little grounder out towards first. Here's another chance for Hagen. He'll take it himself to the bag. A 3 unassisted putout. And there's 3 down. And that ends the third inning. Kindred Vikings trail Casselton by a score of 6-0 on yourliveevent.com.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. For any accounting needs you may have, Todd Our World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Kindred Vikings have some defensive changes. New pitcher. The shortstop, Bristol Swanson, will come in to pitch. The starting pitcher, Jake Lindemann, will move over to second base. Beckett Westby moves from second over to shortstop, and I believe Trayton Teberg came out of the ball game, and Eli Mack will take over at first base. So those are your defensive changes. Bristol Swanson comes in relief of Jake Lindemann. Jake went 2 innings, allowed the 5 hits, and allowed 6 runs. All were earned. Bristol Swanson will face the 9, 10, and 1 hitters for Casselton. It'll be Nearison, Buer, and Wixo. For Lindemann, he goes 3 innings, allows 6 hits, 6 runs, all earned, walked 3, didn't strike anybody out. First pitch from Bristol Swanson is a ball to Grayson Nearison. He had a big 2-run single out into a shallow right center field. Drove in the 4th and 5th runs of the ball game. 1-0 pitch is across for a strike to Grayson Nearison, so he's 1 for 1 with a 2-run single. 6-0 lead for Casselton. Top of the 4th inning. Here's a pitch from Swanson. Little ground ball chopped out towards third. Isaac Johnson charges, throws across the diamond in time for the out. Nice play again by Isaac Johnson. It's a 5-3 putout. So Bristol Swanson sets down the first batter he faces, and there's 1 away. And that'll bring up Cole Buer. He popped out to the shortstop his first time up. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Nice play by Bristol Swanson, and he throws him out.
That was a good job by Bristol. Kind of a diving catch.
And very quickly, 2 down. Bristol Swanson's thrown 4 pitches, and he's got 2 outs. Back to the top of the order, Parker Wixo steps up. He's 1 for 2. He has a single and a run scored, added a stolen base. He grounded out in the second. 2 down, nobody on. Black Stockings lead at 6-0. Breaking ball misses upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. And here's a pitch from Swanson. Fastball popped in the air over the press box. It's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Shouldn't say over the press box.
I heard it land
of the press box.
and landed right on top of us. I think I'm going to start bringing my glove. Not that I could use it very well, but I think I want to bring it. Just in case.
Here's a 1-1 fastball, swing and a miss. One ball and 2 strikes. We could get you some sort of a medieval shield or something like that to hold up.
Well, we do have one. We are Vikings. We do have a shield. I have access to that. So that's an idea.
Here's a high fly ball hit hard on the left field line. Well, foul.
Well, and so I could bring those balls that get hit down the first baseline. It's hard to show everybody at home that with the camera. So I inched out the cameras a little bit further than I normally do. So I'm hoping that doesn't come back to bite me.
Here's a 1-2 set by Swanson. Swing and a foul tip. Back to the screen. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Trying to get the viewers at home the best view we can get them.
Again, we've mentioned this before in broadcast, but where the camera is where we sit down the first base line up in the press box. So Wendy's sitting almost directly behind the camera. Oh, he hit the batter on a 1-2 count. So that'll put Parker Wixow aboard for the second time. He's on board with a hit batter, and that'll bring up Hunter Hegnes, a left fielder. That hurt, I think. Parker
kind of right square in the middle of his back.
Yeah, took a fastball. It's not really a great place to get hit with a ball.
No. But you can't even rub that. I guess you're not supposed to rub it, right? But even if you wanted to, can't reach that one very well.
I think it kind of took the wind out of him. We're going to have a pinch runner for Parker Wixow. He's going to temporarily come out of the ball game. Kind of holding his arm, kind of his back area. That's number 8, Jarris Stahl, comes into pinch run for Wixow. And here's a pitch, fastball outside to the batter, Hunter Hegnes. He's 0 for 2. He grounded out to short in the first, grounded out to third in the second. Runner aboard, 6-0 lead for Casselton. Here's a pitch from Bristol Swanson, swinging a foul back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bristol Swanson throwing out of the stretch with a runner on first base. And he kicks and fires. Fastball, pop, foul again. Back over the grandstand. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Hunter Hegnes, the batter for Casselton. Here's the pitch from Swanson. Fastball gets by Briar Gibbon. Pitch was outside. Wild pitch charge to the pitcher, Bristol Swanson. Runner moves up to second base, and Mr. Stahl, Jarris Stahl, pitch running for Wixow. Bristol Swanson, his first inning of work in relief for Jake Lindemann. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Fastball grounded out towards third. Isaac Johnson's there. Fires across the diamond in time for the out. Eli Mack covering. It's another 5-3 put out. And that's the inning for Casselton. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left aboard. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Casselton leads at 6-0 on yourliveevent.com.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Sam Fletchock still on the mound for Casselton. He's thrown a nice ball game. 3 innings of work. There's allowed only the 1 hit. No runs. He's walked 2 and struck out 1 batter. He'll face the 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Vikings in the bottom of the 4th inning. And remember, this is a 5-inning game. Second game of a doubleheader. This is a non-counter game. That's why it's 5 innings. Vikings did win the first one by a score of 8-1. Sam Fletchock on the hill. Isaac Johnson steps up. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. Isaac Johnson batting in the 3-hole. Here's the set and the pitch. Off speed, misses up high, ball 1. 6 runs, 5 hits for Casselton. No runs, 1 hit for Kindred. Nobody's made any errors this ball game. Here's a 1-0 pitch, swinging a little foul ball. Back out of play, 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's a 1-1 set out of the full windup for Sam Fletchock. Ooh, pitch misses down low. 2 balls and a strike. And here's the 2-1 delivery. Fastball swinging a little looper down the right field line. This could be trouble. It lands foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Isaac poked at that one, almost dropped it in down the right field line. Coach Nick Eggman coaching over at third base. Jeremiah Doctor coaching down the first base line. Here's a 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Off speed, misses high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And here's a pitch from Fletchock. Fastball misses up. And Isaac Johnson draws a leadoff walk. Third walk issued by Fletchock. One of them was to this man, Briar Gibbon. That was the lead off the second inning. Gibbon did not come across the score. He was stranded at second base. Before that walk, Fletchock had set down the last 3 batters he faced. First pitch to Briar Gibbon. Misses upstairs, ball 1. Isaac Johnson on at first. Nobody out. Bottom of 4, pitches up high. 2 balls and no strikes. 6-0 lead. Casselton dropped 5 runs in the top of the first inning. Scored their other in the top of the third inning. Here's a 2-0 set and the pitch. Fastball down low and it hits the umpire. Isaac got a good break and he'll scamper down to second base. We'll give it a wild pitch. But it bounced in front of the plate and bounced up and hit the umpire square in the chest. It'll still go down as a wild pitch. 3-0 the count to Briar Gibbon. And here's a pitch from Fletchock. Fastball in there for a strike. Thanks for joining us on YourLiveEvent.com. Thanks to our sponsors for bringing you baseball. Here's a pitch. It's outside. He walked him. Briar Gibbon draws his second walk of the ball game, and there's runners at first and second with nobody out.
We do invite you to stick around after the game for the Todd Wold CPA post-game show. And in that post-game show, we will have the Enbridge Player of the Game, Life Takes Energy, Enbridge, and the connection of the match, brought to you by HTC, Halstead Telephone.
Anders Huseman steps in, takes strike one. Huseman is 0 for 1. He flew out to center his first time up. And here's a set, and the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike two. Asher Swenson is on deck. And here's a set, and the pitch. Pitch is way up high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 47 pitches thrown now by Fletchock. And here's a 1-2. Swing and a line drive. Caught by the shortstop. They're going to double up Isaac Johnson at second base. Not a whole lot Isaac could have done there. Kind of a soft line drive, but Isaac was just getting his normal secondary lead, and it went right to the shortstop. All he had to do was shovel it over to the second baseman. So it's a line drive, double play, 2 outs. And Isaac Johnson is set down for the second out at second base. So runner remains at first. Asher Swenson steps up. First pitch to him is a ball. Getting his second plate appearance of the season. He walked in his first one. That was back in the second. Here's a pitch, a little pop up towards the press box. I thought I might have a chance at that one. Lands very short. I think I scared Wendy over here.
I was taking a picture of Asher.
I was making sudden movements over here. I thought I might have a chance at that one. Tripped over my cord, my microphone cord.
Yeah.
Throw over to first base is not in time.
It's like when you see the shadow of a bird flying by and you just automatically kind of duck.
Yeah. Flinch and hit the deck
Yep.
because you think a baseball's coming at you.
Yeah, I couldn't take a hit as well as these boys can.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. It's inside. 2 balls and a strike. Asher Swenson wears number 13. Big, tall, right-handed hitter.
Asher back on the field after a long wait list on the injury list.
There's a little looper down the left field line. That's in there for a base hit. How about that? Asher Swenson's batting 1,000 on the season. Good for him.
26, extra hitter, Sam Bernier.
That brings up Sam Bernier. He popped out into foul territory to the first baseman in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. Runners at first and second with 2 down. Here's the set and the pitch. Way outside, ball 1. Jacob Lindemann on deck. Here's a 1-0 set and the pitch. Fastball up. 2 balls and no strikes. How about that? Asher Swenson drops a base hit into left field.
Yeah, good for him.
Here's a 2-0 outside. 3 balls and no strikes. I got to think, down by 6 runs, Sam's got to be taking a pitch here. 3-0 the count. Very unlikely he's got the green light to swing away here. Here's a pitch. Taking. In there for a strike. 3 balls and a strike. Now he's ready to rock. Outfield playing straight away. Somewhat shallow. Here's a pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? No, he did not. Ball 4 and the bases are loaded with Vikings. That'll bring up Jake Lindemann. He lined out to left field his first time up. Hit it hard. Nice play by the left fielder, Hunter Hagnes, on that line out to left. Here's a pitch. Fastball outside, ball 1. Sam Fletchock has thrown a nice ball game. 3 2/3, allowed only the 2 hits. Has walked 5, struck out 1 batter, but no runs allowed. Here's a pop-up. This is over towards the press box, and it's going to sneak out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. And here's a 1-1 set. And the pitch. Fastball, swing and a chopper at the plate, foul. I think that hit Jake Lindemann's bat twice. It does not count as 2 foul balls. He chopped it at the plate, and on his backswing, the ball kind of came up behind him, and he kind of nicked the ball again. Here's a 1-2 pitch, breaking ball outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Decent speed on the base paths. Here's a 2-2 set by Fletchhawk, and the pitch, fastball, swing and a miss. He got him. A big strikeout for Sam Fletchhawk. And he works out of a bases loaded jam with the help of a line drive double play. So at the end of 4, Casselton leads it by a score of 6-0 on yourliveevent.com.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Viking Varsity Field. A double-header tonight. Kindred Babe Ruth taking on Casselton Black Stockings. This is game 2.
Black Stockings will send the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Carver Kozowski, Colton Storhoff, and Andrew Zemer. To bat in the top of the 5th inning, Bristol Swanson takes him on again for the Vikings. He came on in relief of Jacob Lindemann. Swanson came on to pitch the 4th inning. Did hit a batter, but otherwise set down the rest of the hitters on groundouts. Top of the 5th inning, 6-0 lead for Casselton in the second game of this doubleheader. Carver Kozowski steps up. He had an RBI single and a run scored, but probably the hardest ball hit of the day was by Carver Kozowski. He lined out to the third baseman, Isaac Johnson, but Carver Kozowski hit the ball right on the screws, and he lined out his last at-bat. Here's a pitch, swing and a foul. Big, hefty swing by Carver Kozowski. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Here's the 0-2 set by Bristol Swanson, and the pitch, fastball away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 set, and the pitch, swing and a foul ball down the third baseline. Not really sure how he hit that ball, but it looked like the ball was coming in on his hands, and he was able to twist his wrists, kind of protect himself. Hit the ball off the end of the bat over towards the third baseline. Here's a 1-2 set by Bristol Swanson. Fastball outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 20 pitches thrown now by Bristol. Colton Storhoff awaits on deck. And the pitch from Swanson, swinging a ground ball, hard foul down the third baseline. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bristol Swanson throwing out of the full windup, rocks and fires. Off-speed pitch, misses away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And here's a set by number 16, Swanson. High pop fly, right side of the infield, shallow right field. Lindemann goes out, makes the catch, and there's 1 away. Colton Storhoff is 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored. He singled in the first, came around to score, and led off the third, and it was hit by a pitch, and he came around to score. And the first pitch to him is upstairs, ball 1. Now here's a 1-0 set, and the pitch from Swanson, swing and a miss, strike 1. And here's a 1-1 set, and the pitch by Bristol Swanson, swing and a miss, strike 2. Vikings will have the 9, 10, and 1 hitters to bat in the bottom of the 5th. Their last hopes. Here's a pitch, fastball outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swanson trying to throw up a 0 here. And here's a 2-2. Fastball misses down. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And here's a 3-2 set, and the pitch, fastball down in the dirt, about a 55-foot pitch. Walks Storhoff, and he's on base for the 3rd time tonight. Brings up Andrew Zemer. He had an RBI single and a ground out, so he's 1 for 2 with a run batted in. Runner on at first, 1 out. Bristol Swanson on the mound. Andrew Zemer, the shortstop. Bats left-handed. Here's the pitch. Swinging a little chopper out towards third base. Isaac charges. Throws over to first base. It will not be in time. An infield single for Andrew Zemer, his 2nd hit of the ballgame. Puts runners at first and second with the 1 out, and that'll bring up Derek Jorison, the catcher. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st inning and came around to score, and then had an RBI single in the 3rd. He was thrown out by left fielder Derek Stone when Jorison tried to stretch that single into a double. And here's a pitch in there for a strike. Rather, he wasn't really trying to stretch it into a double. Derek Stone let the ball get by him, but he recovered in time and was able to throw out Jorison at second base to prevent the error. Here's the 0-0 pitch, fastball, swinging a ground ball over towards second. Lindy has it, throws over to first base in time for the out. A 4-3 put out, and there's 2 down. Runners do advance. Zemer to second, Storhoff to third, and that'll bring up Sam Fletchock. He's reached both times. He singled and scored a run. He also added a walk in the 3rd inning. Left-handed hitter, throwing a great ball game. So far, Fletchock has thrown 4 innings, allowed just the 2 hits. He has walked 5 and struck out 2. Takes a first pitch for a strike from Bristol Swanson. Graydon Hagen awaits on deck. 6 runs, 6 hits for Casselton. No runs, 2 hits for Kindred. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball swinging a ground ball chopped out towards short. Beckett Westby has it. Fires across the diamond, and it can't be scooped out, and it's disaster for the Vikings. As somehow the ball came out of somewhere. There's somehow now 2 baseballs on the field. I have no idea what just happened. It's an overthrow. It's going to be an error on Beckett Westby as Fletchock reaches safely, and he'll advance to second. Storhoff scored. Zemer scored. All on the error. And now we'll have a courtesy runner. Not sure who that was. Number 6. Kellen Cruchet comes on to courtesy run for the pitcher. So Cruchet on, running. So the ball was in the dirt. Eli Mack could not knock it down. And then as he was chasing the other baseball, a ball came flying in from somewhere in front of us, and I have no idea what happened there.
Not sure.
But it wasn't the baseball, the game ball. I have no idea what happened or who threw it or how it got out there. But Got word that there was a ball on top of the hitting cage and somebody hit it and it came over in the fence just as that play was going on, so an odd set of circumstances. Here's a wild pitch from Swanson, and Cruchet will move up to third base. So big error, and the only error for the Vikings thus far. Scores a pair of runs, makes it 8-0 in favor of Casselton. And here's a 3-0 set by Swanson. Fastball in there for a strike. Graydon Hagan, by the way, is a batter. I don't think I mentioned him. He walked in the first, and he reached on a fielder's choice in the third. So he's 0 for 1. Here's the set and the pitch from Swanson. Fastball down low. He walked him. Runners at first and third with 2 down. Brings up Grayson Nearson. He had a big 2-run single in the first, and he grounded out to third to start the 4th inning. So he's 1 for 2. Eight runs, 6 hits for Casselton. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Kindred. Fastball away, ball 1. To Grayson Nearson. Cole Buer on deck. Second game of a doubleheader. Swanson trying to pitch through trouble. Here's a pitch. Fastball swinging a ground ball out towards short. Beckett Westby has another chance. Fires across the diamond in time for the out. Hesitated a little bit, but recovered in time to make the 6-3 put out. Third out of the inning. Casselton comes up with a couple of runs. They did have a hit. There was an error and 2 runners left on base. At the end of 4.5, we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Kindred Vikings trail Casselton by a score of 8-0 on yourliveevent.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
Kindred Vikings come to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. They'll have Eli Mack, Derek Stone, and the top of the order, Bristol Swanson, to bat against the starting pitcher for Casselton, who's thrown a very nice ball game. He's thrown 4 innings, allowed just 2 hits, no runs. He has walked 5, but struck out a couple of batters. Most important stat there, he hasn't allowed any runs, period. Eli Mack came on to play first base in about the 4th inning. And so he'll bat to get his first plate appearance of this ball game. He did play in the first game. Played right field in that ball game, so he'll get another plate appearance in this ball game.
Now on the mound, number 12, Colton Storhoff. Batting will be number 24, Eli Mack.
Sam Fletchock has only thrown, or is this a new pitcher?
Yep, Storhoff is on.
All right.
I guess it won't be Fletchock. It'll be Storhoff coming on to pitch. I didn't see that. Colton Storhoff comes in from center field and pitches. I have no idea where the pitcher went. And here's a pitch. Fastball looped out into right field. Base hit for Eli Mack. So a leadoff single.
Single into right brings up number 15, left fielder, Derek Stone.
That'll bring up Derek Stone. So we got a new pitcher. Colton Storhoff on relief, trying to close this one out for Casselton. They lead it by a score of 8-0. Derek Stone struck out looking his first time up. And the pitch swinging a line drive base hit into left field. First pitch swinging for Derek Stone. He laces one into left field. So the first two batters aboard against Colton Storhoff. Should say Storhoff. Swing and a miss by Bristol Swanson. Throw down to third base is not in time. It skips into left field, but not far enough. Nice job by the left fielder covering. So it's a stolen base for Eli Mack. Stone did reach second base as well, so he'll get a stolen base. Bristol Swanson, the batter, he lined out softly to the pitcher and popped out to the pitcher. He's 0 for 2. And here's a pitch, grounder foul up the first base line. 0-2 the count to Bristol Swanson. Beckett Westby awaits on deck. Mike Bernier along with Wendy Bernier bringing you Babe Ruth baseball tonight.
Good evening.
YourLiveEvent.com. Thanks to our sponsors. This is an awesome service. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a grounder over to the right side. That'll get the run home, and it'll get the runner aboard as the second baseman. That's now Sam Fletchock over at second base. And he can't come up with the play. A couple of runs come across the score. As Max scores, Derek Stone scores. It'll be E4. Give Bristol Swanson a run batted in. And he reaches first base safely. Now he steals second base. Pitches a ball to Beckett Westby. He's 0 for 2. He lined out and grounded out, both to first base. 8-2 lead now for Casselton. Here's a set and the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. Isaac Johnson awaits on deck. So a couple of singles and now an error. Scores a couple of runs. So the Vikings for now avoid that shutout. Here's a 1-1 pitch, swinging a foul ball. Number 12, Colton Storhoff on to pitch. And the righty kicks and fires, ball low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's a 2-2 set. And the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. Westby goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. He's 0 for 3. Isaac Johnson steps up. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the pitcher and walked. So he's 0 for 1. 8 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Casselton. For Kindred, 2 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. Here's the set and the pitch, swinging a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit for Isaac Johnson. Runners at first and third with a 1 out. First pitch swinging for Isaac. He pounds his first hit of the ball game. Swanson over to third. And that'll bring up Briar Gibbon. Briar has batted twice and walked twice. So no official at bat, but he's reached base a couple of times. Anders Huseman awaits on deck. So the Vikings need base runners if they want hopes of winning this ball game. 5th hit for the Vikings. Here's a pitch, fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Eight to 2 lead for Casselton. Here's a pitch from Storhoff in the turf dirt for a 1-1 count. Here's a 1-1 set. And the pitch. Fastball grounded towards first baseman. Hagen has it. He touches first to record the out. Bristol Swanson does come across to score to make it 8-3 in favor of Casselton. Isaac Johnson goes up to second base. So 3 unassisted put out. Second out of the inning recorded. Give Briar Gibbon a run batted in. And that'll bring up Anders Huseman. Vikings down to their last out. Here's the set. And the pitch, fastball up, ball 1. Asher Swinson does wait on deck should Huseman reach. Here's a pitch by the relief pitcher. Fastball in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
All right, I'm going to go back downstairs. We'll see you tomorrow. Yep, I'll be down there for a bit.
1-1 the count. Here's the set and the pitch. Fastball swinging a little grounder on the right side. Tough play for the second baseman. He scoops it up, throws over to first base, and he's called out on a 4-3 putout. Nice play by Fletchock to secure the win for Casselton as they win this one by a score of 8-3. And Fletchock will get himself a win. So Casselton wins this one by a score of 8-3 over the Kindred Vikings. We'll take a break and come back with the Todd Wold CPA postgame show after this on yourliveevent.com.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com. Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Todd Wold CPA post-game show. After a doubleheader, our Babe Ruth Vikings hosted the Casselton Black Stockings. Sorry about that. For any accounting requisitions from income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals or businesses, go online to wold-cpa.com.
Casselton, the Black Stockings win this one by a score of 8-3. For Casselton, the starting pitcher, Sam Fletchock, he goes 4 innings, allows just 2 hits, no runs allowed at all. Walked 5, struck out 2. He picks up the win. Colton Storhoff does come on in relief. He pitches 1 inning, gives up 3 hits, allows 3 runs, only 1 of those earned, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 1 batter, and he closes this one out and seals that victory for the Black Stockings. On the mound for the Kindred Vikings and taking the loss will be Jake Lindeman. He goes 3 innings, allows 6 hits, 6 earned runs, walked 3, didn't strike anybody out. Bristol Swanson came on in relief through 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, 2 runs, none of those were earned. He walked 2, didn't strike anybody out. For the Black Stockings, Parker Wixo was 1 for 2 with a run scored. And Colton Storhoff, the relief pitcher, was 1 for 1 with a hit, but he scored 3 runs. He got on base by getting hit by a pitch and walking. Andrew Zemer was 2 for 3 with a run scored and a run batted in. Derek Jorison was 1 for 3 with a run scored and a run batted in. And Grayson Nearson was 1 for 3 with a 2-run single. Offensively for the Kindred Vikings, Bristol Swanson went 0 for 3, but he did score a run and drove in a couple of runs. Isaac Johnson was 1 for 2 with a base hit. Asher Swenson with a single. And Trayton Teberg added a hit. So did Eli Mack and Derek Stone. And again, the Kindred Vikings fall to the Black Stockings in this one by a score of 8-3. Now we got the Enbridge Player of the Game.
Yes, Enbridge. Life takes energy. Enbridge, energy for life. Enbridge.com for career opportunities.
And we're going to give the Player of the Game for Casselton for Sam Fletchock, man, easy for me to say. Sam Fletchock came in, started the ball game through 4 innings, again allowed just the 2 hits, no earned runs, no runs at all, and for that matter, walked 5 and struck out 2. So he's your Enbridge Player of the Game in this ball game.
And for the connection of the match, HTC, discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone, it's how to connect. HalsteadTel.com.
We're going to go with Asher Swenson. Asher Swenson comes on, gets his first couple of plate appearances in his first start after suffering an injury in track and field, and comes on. He draws a walk his first time up, and that was in the 2nd inning. And your connection of the match in the bottom of the 4th inning, he steps up, drops a single into left field. It was fun to watch.
It's great to have him back. He's a hard worker, and he certainly deserves this. It's a lot of fun to see him back on the field doing what he loves.
So Kindred Vikings win the first one by a score of 8-1. They drop the second game of the doubleheader by a score of 8-3 to the Casselton Black Stockings, and we have more baseball for you tomorrow.
Yes, Legion A is hosting the Vets in a doubleheader tomorrow, and then beyond that too, Legion B goes to Casselton on Tuesday. Wednesday, Legion B is here at home against DGF, and this Babe Ruth team heads to Hankinson. And then Thursday, Babe Ruth is here against Valley City. And then Legion A has their weekend tournament, the Essentia Health tournament, and they're hosting a lot of games here. So Friday, 3 and 8, Saturday, 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock, and Sunday, I believe, is at noon. So you can follow along on the Kindred Youth Baseball Facebook page to get that recap and all the information you need on that.
So long, everybody, and thanks for joining us on YourLiveEvent.com. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.